Oh, do I have a seminar tonight? Okay, so
He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to
Oh,
control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around,
Hey, not become the banker. My Bank, My Way.
$25.
yes,
Do you like that name? I like it.
I made it up.
Right.
My bank, my loan, my way.
Would you want to change it or keep it the same?
No, I'd want to keep it the same. However,
Me too.
Joe took on some other bullshit now. He's saying my bank, my money, my way.
3377 800.
I mean, I never protected the name, so.
77.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Since
I don't think he did either.
Well, go in. You can go to the Secretary of State's office and
Well,
reserve a name for, I think it's 90 days.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about that part. But I'm talking about like widespread use for.
More of a trademark.
I don't, and brand confusion.
200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Data and message rates apply. That's right to 200 200.
So you didn't say this?
Yeah.
You know what I gave her?
I'm an
But I-
attorney. And
okay.
mostly what I do is, wills and trusts and things like that.
I'll pick that up when you
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Get your calls in. We have an attorney here today, David Salisbury, for wills, probate, estates, and estate planning. Anything like that you want to talk about, we can talk about. But this hour brought to you by Centennial Schultz. Hey, it's important I tell you about the seminar tonight. Now, last night they had a seminar in Lone Tree, and tonight in Broomfield at 6 o'clock. The reason they're having seminars is to dispel all of the fake information you're hearing from mostly chiropractors and these places that call themselves stem cell clinics, and they're really delivering nothing more than old amniotic fluid or old umbilical cord blood that does not contain living stem cells. And anyway, if you're in pain, arthritis, painful joints, either athletic injuries or you're just getting to be an old fart like me, you need to know about stem cell therapy. So call to attend.
Well, it's notarized and it's witnessed.
Does it say last will and testament, or does it say memo?
I hereby appoint Robert, whatever, executor of my estate, all money, assets, and cars.
How long ago did he do this?
October 14th, 2016.
Now, why did he do it then?
I have no idea.
Was anything going on then?
I haven't.
Were you married to him at the time he died?
Yes.
Okay, how long have you been married to him?
21 years.
Okay, so what are the rules? Let's say, can you disinherit a wife of 21 years, David?
No, you can't.
Okay, well, he didn't try. I was just wondering. What do you have to leave them?
You have to leave them at least 50%. After you've been married 10 years, 50% at a minimum.
And that's what he's doing. He left a note.
Yes.
Now, is that considered, that note there, is that considered a will? What do you think?
Yes. I think it would be if you had the original.
Now, you say the original. Why the original?
Because the court, when you open a probate, they require the original
now,
and not a copy.
Is there an original, Lynn?
I have no idea.
Does the son have one?
I have no idea. He doesn't talk to me.
So where is what is the status right now of the estate?
Nothing. His funeral is Saturday, and
so no probate. What does he own?
Well, just the property now.
What property?
His house.
Okay, were you living with him in this house?
I live across the street. I moved out because of his son.
So you guys have two houses. Do you own the house you're in?
No, my dad does.
So you moved out, but you weren't divorced?
No.
What's the squabble right now? What's going on?
By the way, David, if they had been married for 20, 30 years and they get divorced, do they still have to leave him 50%? You need to turn the mic on.
If they get divorced, no.
Oh, okay. But they were married,
They
right?
were married.
Yeah.
The fact that they didn't live together
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
All right, so what are you calling about? You want to know what to do, right? I would open a probate.
And how do you do that?
And if the judge doesn't accept the will, then just do it without a will, because it doesn't matter. If it's without a will, guess what? You get everything. Isn't that right, David? If there's no will, what's the succession here?
Well, the problem is that the son, is that the only child? of your
Yeah.
husband?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So without a will, let's say there was no will.
Okay.
What happens?
Well, because he is not her child, the law says that she gets the first $150,000 plus half of whatever's
Well,
left
guess
over.
what? There's not going to be anything after that.
Well,
So, in other words, Lynn, if they don't, if the will is only good for the son, not for you. You'll get less if that's a will. And if you can't find the original, David, is this bad advice? Try to open probate with that. If the judge doesn't accept it, then say, okay, it's intestate.
right. That's what you could do.
Yeah, and then if it's intestate, it means you get more.
The problem is the son is the one named as the executor. And so once he gets hold of it,
Not if the judge doesn't accept that.
well, and that's what her, there'd be a reverse argument. You'd
Where-
think
yeah,
she would
where-
be arguing, but she would argue that the will
Now,
is not valid.
Lynn, listen, do you have, who gave you that note?
His brother brought that copy to the hospital, and I took
Okay,
a picture of it.
so you don't even, wait a minute, you don't even have, you have a picture of a copy or a picture of the
Yes.
original?
I have a picture of a copy.
Okay, this is what I would do, I'm not telling you what to do. I would open up a probate and say, to my
And
knowledge,
how do you do that?
well, just wait, okay? That's
Okay.
why they make attorneys. There's
Okay.
sometimes we need them, and we don't have to take showers. Hold on. I would say, listen, I would open up a probate, and I'd say, to my knowledge, there is no original will anywhere we can find. And let the brother, if the brother comes forward and says, I have a will, say, Your Honor, that's not an original, and I don't recall him having a will. You know what? The judge isn't going to accept it. So, Lynn, you need to find an attorney to open a probate.
Okay.
Isn't that what you do, David?
Yeah, it is. It is. Dan, the only reason I wouldn't handle is I don't do litigation, and I have a feeling it would come to that. Now, I have someone who I'm very...
Well, but you could open the probate and start it and make the argument, and then when he comes forward and says, it's not litigation when he comes forward for a hearing and says to the judge, Judge, this is the will, and then you guys say it's not acceptable, would that be considered litigation? No, it's a hearing.
No, and I did speak to Ivy. I didn't know the circumstances, but I spoke to Ivy. You go by Ivy or Lynn?
It's okay. Just Lynn for now. But anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I
So the
referred her
person
to
you told
somebody
me to go
else.
to.
Excuse me?
The person you told me to go to, I go to.
I don't know. Do you have... Can't you just start it?
I don't even understand what
She
she's
wants
saying.
to know, does Lynn talk to him? Should she go directly to the litigator that he recommended, or can he just open the probate?
And I would tell you, I referred her after I heard the story because I knew that's where this is going to go.
All right, then Lynn, yes. The answer is yes. Go to that person. But you must have that. 303-713-TALK. Tamika, what's going on? Hello, Tamika, what's happening?
Hi, I'm calling from Chicago.
Oh, well, welcome to the show. What's happening?
Yes, so well, actually the Berwyn area, which is a suburb of Chicago.
Right.
My car, I accumulated a lot of tickets on my car because parking is really bad in this area.
Right.
So it kind of forces you to have to park somewhere where you're not supposed to park at.
Right.
I have been to different hearings concerning this,
Yes.
concerning getting my tickets reduced, and I ended up, paying the reduced amount.
Okay.
And it's just been kind of a never-ending cycle.
But you wait. But you did pay, Tamika, the reduced amount.
Last year.
Oh, and then you accumulated more after that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
And so, so this time around,
She's a scofflaw.
Yeah.
So I've reached the amount of tickets that made me eligible for the boot this time around.
How much do you have now?
How much do I owe?
Yeah.
Well, the tickets have doubled, and also with the boot fee, it's $1,800.
Oh my God. Wait.
Yes.
But how much were the tickets without the doubling?
I don't know that quote.
Okay, all right.
But
So
I do know that they've all doubled.
So right now,
Most of them.
and how much is the actual boot fee?
The boot fee, itself isn't doesn't make up for. I think it's
okay.
Anywhere between $60 to $100.
All right, so basically you had about $800 in tickets, and they doubled them.
Yes.
Okay, so what are you calling about? Because if that's the case, man, those people in parking authorities do not like letting go of money.
No, they don't.
All right, hold on, and we'll come back and get some specific questions that we might be able to help you with. Wow. Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair has two specials for you, and I want you to check out one of them, or you can check out both. For $149, you get a transmission, flush, and service. They literally drop the pan. They'll do all of your, belt. They'll check your belts and hoses and solenoids and everything and make any minor adjustments. They also change the filter. If they find any problems whatsoever, they'll credit you the $149 if you have the work done. And they are the in-house specialist with their own machine shop. They also have a $199 drivetrain special. That means that if you have a rear and front differential, of course you do, and a transfer case, they're going to take care of all of those and the fluids for $199. That's Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair on South Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth. 303-781-9858. That's 781-9858.
What I would do, Dan, or I would call Newman. Did you ever see the Seinfeld where Newman hadn't paid any tickets? And I think Kramer came in and represented him. You guys are too young for that.
He wasn't scofflaw because he took off and cops were right in there.
All I have to say is Newman.
So her question really was, Dave, just what she has no idea what to do with the probate and everything, so she just needs someone to push her.
Yeah, but see, she had called me, and I'd give her the name of a friend of mine who handled the litigation, and I don't know if she called him or not. I couldn't hear. She started to say something. And I couldn't understand where she said, yeah, I called. She didn't say.
She was so nervous.
But I gave her his name. And if she calls me again, I can give her two names, his and there's another person.
Why would you use it? Because you think it's going to be litigated?
Oh, hell yeah.
Why? Even if she has happened, there's not a lot of money.
Let me tell you something. I thought when I first looked at it that she would be arguing it was a goodwill. And then as Tom was talking, I'm thinking, she's better off not having a will. So he may argue this is a goodwill because he gets half versus the other amount, and he may not get anything if the law is applied without a will. And so,
I thought the son would get half.
No, she would get the first $150,000 of value in assets, and then the balance would be split 50-50. So if he didn't have anything, and the house isn't,
house is nothing.
And the house is in the property, it may be under that amount, which means she gets everything. The problem is the will the will would go away, and she's the wife, so she has higher priority than the son does to apply to be the personal representative and open the probate. But, I don't see him litigating. But, Dan, here's the thing. I always tell people, you can have all the claims you want, but you're going to have to pay the lawyer.
Right.
And he or she is going to want money up front. So if you don't have any money, how are you going to get that lawyer? Because no one would take it on a contingency. There's no money there. So he could represent himself and come into court if he wanted to. You don't have to have it.
She didn't sound like she was trying to fight anything. She just.
I think she should just go in and try to open probate, wait for him to protest.
Well, I don't think he will. I don't think anybody will protest if they. She was just ignorant of the whole probate thing.
She never asked me that.
So here's another thing that's on there. So apparently the coroner, so the house blew up while he was smoking, I guess. he was on oxygen and how cool. That's why he was in the hospital. That's why he was in the hospital. So apparently there's a life insurance that's a $3,000 life but $100,000 accidental.
Ooh, and who's that paid for?
So she doesn't even have an insurance policy. She just knows about it. She says everything got burned up.
Did you know what company it was?
I didn't get that far into her, but that's what, and that relies on the coroner, what their coroner says about it and stuff.
Yeah.
So that I says don't even get into that issue. She basically was just ignorant of the whole
My
process.
Mercedes is up to $2,700.
Text him, text Nate, and tell him to call me after the show. Just say call Mark after the show. He's got my number.
You heard his little comment about being with a lawyer and not having a shower.
What do they call two attorneys at the bottom of the ocean? Pollution. A good start. Oh. No offense to the man who wanted to call you. Yeah, just tell him to call me.
Good lawyer jokes before.
I thought he had one. Maybe he lost the link. Oh, I know why. Because he doesn't have that email anymore. Tom, you want to light up Nate again at Troubleshooter?
No. Is that you and him?
Well, that's why his isn't working. That just dawned on me.
Part of the probate.
Oh, okay.
It's the same thing like if you have own your home jointly with your wife. When you die, the house automatically.
And you know what? If he's what is it? $60 a year? $5? What is it?
Or that was a big deal. No,
I think it's worth it.
Not necessarily. It's the form they use.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Plumbline Services. Right now, free second opinions for any major repair. If they were in yesterday. Good people. I've known Plumbline for years. I'm Tom Martino, your consumer advocate. Remember, I want you to hold me to task on anyone you hire from my referral list. Right now, they have half off on a free furnace if you buy an air conditioner. A free furnace if you buy an air conditioner. There are some caveats there. You got to pay for the installation of that free furnace and other things, but it's a real deal. And in fact, if you don't get the furnace for any reason, they credit you. So, and also free second opinions on all major repairs. 303-586-1086, 303-586-1086, plumlineservices.com. Hey, we got some guys in here as common men today. We let people come in, sit around. The only requirements, they have to be longtime listeners. They have to love and adore me, and that's about it. We pluck them from the great unwashed, and we let them sit in here. Now, the reason we had these guys in is because I like entrepreneurs. They're both in the real estate business. They came up with an app. Now, I'm not sure how much they want to talk about this app, so I'm going to leave it up to them because the app is new, and I think it's great, but they haven't yet officially launched. But so I'm going to leave it up to them, and I'll be talking about it in a few minutes. It's about real estate. These guys, Hunter Owens and Patrick Larienti, and they'll be. I'll talk to them in a couple minutes here. David Salisbury, you could be right now in the presence of greatness. These guys, I think, will be the next Steve Jobs and the other guy.
Well,
why
Tom,
is it always the other guy? What was his name?
Tom.
So are you saying they're going to be dead soon?
Who was the other guy? Jobs and Allen? Who was the other guy? No, Wozniak.
First of all, if it wasn't for Bill Gates, those other guys wouldn't even matter.
The other guy, no, Allen was the guy from Microsoft, the other guy. See, there's Bill Gates and the other guy, and then there's Steve Jobs and the other guy, which is it Wozniak? Is that, what was his first name, though? You guys know? Anyway? I don't know. Steve? Was it Steve, too? Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so Tamika.
Yes.
You have boots, okay? You have a boot, $1,800. I was hoping when I saw you at a car booting, it was one of these private companies and we could have fought it for you. But, man, with these kinds of things, they do have a parking referee. Have you tried that to negotiate maybe a payment plan?
Parking referee.
Yeah.
How long's it been on there?
Yeah, how long has it been on?
It's been on there for, what's today? Today is Thursday? It's been on there since Monday.
Boy, after 15 days, man, it goes bye-bye.
Tamika, I have to tell you, man, I don't know if you're going to get away with anything. What were you hoping to get done with us? And let's see if we can help you in any way. What were you hoping for?
I was just hoping for some help.
Okay, do you want help?
You knew some
Okay.
information that I didn't know.
If you want not knowing, they're going to say sorry. I mean, they're just cold-hearted. I'll tell you what. The worst cities for that, New York, Chicago, L.A., the biggest ones, they don't care. As far as why I didn't know. That doesn't work. Sometimes with the referees, they will reduce it a bit. Do you have any credit on a credit card you can put it on?
I don't. I don't have credit cards.
Now, the best advice I can give you, honest to God, is take care of it within 15 days, or they're going to tow it, and it's done then. No, I know, but you're going to lose your car. Tamika, let's talk about your car. Is it worth it? What year is your car?
My car is a 2007. The thing is, where I live at, I'm like in the middle of nowhere is one thing.
Okay.
I have a small child, a 3-year-old. I have to get her to school.
Are you just south of the city? Where are you in that in that suburb? Where is it?
I'm in the western suburb.
West. Okay, west. Okay. West of Chicago.
Also, yeah, western suburbs of Chicago.
Right.
And also, I've been off work for a while. I literally just started a new job.
Damn it!
Like the day that I received the email with the job offer, I went outside and I had the boot on my car.
God.
So I literally just started a new job.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Deputy Dan, could we try, or maybe is Deputy Daff downstairs?
What are we going to try?
Just calling the referee and say, look, what happens? Ask this question. I'm not promising. We ask this question. What happens when you have a working mom who can't afford the lump sum? Do you have any kinds of plans? They can always boot her again. Maybe they have a payment plan. So let's get Deputy Daff. Or, Dan, if you can. But, I mean, if Daff is sitting downstairs, she can do that. It's not her birthday yet. She doesn't get time off. Her birthday's not for a few days. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's try it. Don't forget, we have our expert in the house, David Salisbury, attorney at law for estates, probate, wills, estate planning. Now, David, I do this in your ads, but somebody wanted to know this, so I'm just going to ask you. How much for a will? Give me a rate. You do flat rate pricing. I love it.
Yes, I do.
So,
I do.
If you were doing a will for an average guy, Joe Moak, how much?
Well, anywhere from $600 to $1,000. And the reason I say that is if you have kids and they're minors, you've got different issues that have to be addressed. If it's I leave everything to my wife, she leaves everything to me kind of thing, and we don't have kids, then you're probably looking at $600.
All right. 303-713-TALK. Rico, welcome to the show. Rico, what's going on?
What's going on, Tom? How you doing?
I'm doing good. What about you?
Well, here in Denver, go Rockies, go Broncos.
Yes, sir.
And,
well, wait a minute. Aren't the Rockies so far out they can't stay in it? No?
No, opposite.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Okay,
they are right there.
Now, hold on. Wait. I'll tell you why I said that. Just wait 1 second so I don't sound like an idiot. First of all, I don't follow it, but I was in there, and Brutus says they're terrible. So why? You did.
I did not say they were terrible.
You said they suck.
What, are you trying to get the guy in trouble?
I thought he said that. Okay.
They had their moments where they were
anyway,
terrible.
Rico, go ahead.
Well, so my girlfriend and I made a mistake. We were in the Dominican Republic enjoying vacation, and we bought into a resort.
Oh, God. Oh. You bought a timeshare?
Yeah, but he probably got a free buffet.
Yes. Now, listen, Rico. Rico, when you were in there, how long did the presentation take?
Oh, we were in there for 4, maybe 5 hours.
Yep, they make you invest time thinking you don't want to leave. Then the other thing was it private or was it a group?
It was two men, the salesman, and then kind of the
other people. Who were the victims? Just you and your girlfriend, or was it? Okay, sometimes they do it in a group. Now, during this presentation, did anyone in that room elsewhere crack a bottle of champagne to congratulate other owners?
Yes.
Oh, they're so
and he wanted to be just like them.
They're so freaking predictable. They are so freaking predictable.
Where in Punta Cana was it? What resort?
And during the presentation, did anyone in that room take calls from people wanting timeshares? Of course, yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah, it's amazing to me. You know what? They are financial herpes.
And what truly did they give you for the 4.5 hours? If you didn't buy, what was the prize?
It's just that we had a VIP breakfast and
cool.
lots of free champagne and passion fruit.
Now, Rico, what is a passion fruit?
It's like a fruit.
Well, I got to tell you, champagne and passion fruit is much better than mimosas.
Okay. Now, Rico, on a serious note here, what did you pay up front, if anything?
Well, my God, it's embarrassing. We paid $8,300.
Wait, you actually paid it already?
Well, we paid $8,300 of the $14,000 20-year membership.
Now, so this is different than a normal timeshare. They call it a membership.
Correct. They never once mentioned timeshare because I would have flipped the table.
Now, what is this What do you get for this? What do you get for this membership, other than KY jelly? What do you get?
Right. Bend over.
What do you get? What do you get?
Well,
they probably don't even include the KY jelly. What?
Well, yeah, right. Well, the salesman, and this is where my girlfriend and I are sitting at, is the salesmen. Boy, those guys are good. You know, you're going to get 50, 60, 70% off of normal fees, nights, rooms, all inclusive. And when we finally got the login information to log into the membership account, we started realizing that the savings were barely 15%, 20%.
Okay, so you actually didn't even see what you were buying until after you bought it.
I mean, he showed us with the
now this 8,300, it was done in where were you? You were in DR. So,
yes.
And how did you pay to make that payment? By credit card? Please.
Debit card.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, man. Debit card. So you saw it was already taken from your account. They didn't run it as a credit, did they?
Correct. I already called USAA.
What did they say?
The dispute. Well, they're disputing the charge.
Okay,
so
hold on.
Temporarily credited back to my account.
He's not going to win.
Just wait a minute. Here's how you win it. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, and God forgive me, but you can't tell him the whole thing. You got to say, I have no freaking idea how this happened. All I know is I used that debit card at the bar, and now I got a timeshare or something.
Did you sign a credit card receipt?
I'm sorry, but you know what? You got to fight the devil.
Okay.
Listen, I would never admit to being there. Okay, people, throw rocks and stones at me, but this guy just got screwed royally for $8,300, and definitely, no matter what, don't pay that balance.
If they swiped it and he signed it, I don't see that working. They're gonna, Visa, MasterCard, Tom could care less. They just go by their yes or no. Same with the bank and the debit card.
Well, Mark, now if you didn't know about it and it's a fraud, how would they prove it's not?
If it was swiped compared to keyed in.
Was it swiped?
Yes, it swiped.
That's it.
We made, and we signed contracts.
Oh, God Almighty.
So and our argument is that in the contract, Article 15, Paragraph 3 of this Unlimited Vacation Club contract, that if we would have canceled within day 5 of signing the contract, 5 days later, we would have been entitled to a full refund.
Then why is this?
Minus the cost of the contract.
Then why is this? Just wait a minute. Why is that on your side?
Well, because.
Hold on a second. I don't understand. If it was a 5-day, then you did cancel within 5 days, and they said you didn't, and you say you did. I don't know, Rico. You got to figure it out. Hold on. Oh my God. Revitalized Health is a place to go to get BioT. Those are the pellet therapies for estrogen or testosterone in your buttocks for energy, for optimizing hormones. I don't want to kid around about this. It truly is age-defying. And you know what? You don't have to accept age and diminishing hormones. When I turned 65, people said, no way. And I said, yes. But you have to just seize life, and you have to fight age. Don't go the natural way, because it's natural to grow old and die. What you want to do is live as long as you can, a good, healthy, long life, revitalized health. 3 brothers I mentioned because they're cool guys. They open this place up. They are the healthcare providers and case managers, and here's the deal. They do it all right there, and it's It's a cool operation. That's why I got this URL for them. TheHormoneBros.com. Yes, I know it's not dignified for a health clinic, but they're going with me on it because you'll remember it. TheHormoneBros.com. You don't even need you can say HormoneBros.com. They're at 470 in Ken Carl. Seriously worth the drive. And, of course, this pellet therapy, you only need any 3 to 6 months they last. 720-361-2302. 720-361-2302. TheHormoneBros.com.
And you feel a hand on both hips. There's a problem.
As you see, I slam hard here. I always have to go.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the
HornyBros.com.
Hey, pick that one up too.
I gotta say, that's pretty great.
Every time I get a prostate exam, the next day I'm like, no card, no flowers, nothing. I don't get
not even a box of chocolates.
No, I don't have an email. Thank you. Something.
Are they going to get Flynn?
Was it good for you as well? Are they going to get who?
Flynn?
Flynn.
Or is it
I don't cuss anymore.
Flynn? Or what was it? Flynn Monroe? Finn.
Did you try Finn, babe?
And then he slates you for template and installation 1 to 4 weeks. He serves the mountain communities and the Front Range. Quotes on the phone 303.
I'm not making this up. In the first meal Bill Cosby had in prison,
pudding.
No, Jello. But they said it is one of his meals today is going to be pudding. And I said to someone, well, you know, what could be better for an entertainer than a captive audience? I mean, you know.
They said when he walked into prison, they were throwing stale buns at him.
I am so glad Huxtable had his mask torn off. I will say that. That guy was a fucking whack job.
Absolutely. Huxtable.
How was the dog?
Perfect. Fine.
We call him Huxtable.
Yeah.
From the studio.
No, she went out.
Every time we go out of town, she's sick. I wonder if it's just hard on her.
Well, yeah. Could be.
Oh, she's controlling.
Me being away from anybody would be hard on anybody. Dan almost fell apart while we were gone. They told me.
I'm glad I didn't know. I would have fallen
Tom
apart.
said he was depressed, moping around.
I call these two besties with testes.
Go ahead.
Are we cool if we take a picture?
Watch this stuff. Let me see your shoes. Oh, he's got nice shoes.
Oh, what?
Can you do it, Dan, or no?
What?
He can tell you where you got your shoes. He's he's 95% right.
More than that.
Those are tough, though. You think you can tell him where you got his shoes?
I'll give you a hint. They're cheaper than they're beat up because I beat up shoes hard.
We'll beat up.
Yeah, they are beat up.
For lunch?
You want to bet on lunch? He can tell you where you got your shoes?
It's okay. It's rule. Is it the location or is it the brand?
It's the location. Where you got your shoes?
I need to recall if I remember where I bought them. So let me make sure I tell the truth.
Yeah, you can't. That's of course. The caveat is we can trust you. You think you can even do that?
I don't know if I can remember where I bought them, honestly. Because they've been so long.
Then you're right no matter what.
He can still tell you where you got your shoes. How's that?
Okay.
All right.
You got your shoes on your feet.
Oh, you owe lunch!
Oh, he's so full.
He owes him lunch!
God, you guys are so goddamn
lunch!
I was like, dude.
El Frisco is so
ridiculous. No, guys, that's
okay, they pulled the shoes thing again. Do they ever get tired? They're like fucking 4-year-olds.
This dude owes Dan lunch.
I'll do it.
They're 4-year-olds.
You got me. I'm in the heat of the moment.
4 years old.
I'm in the heat of the moment. 4 years old.
Mark went into a barmaid and got a free drink.
My God, that's great.
I believe 4 years
How old's she, a barmaid?
You're 4 years old.
That was good. Well played.
I said that the Broncos were terrible, not the Rockets.
I'm sorry.
Remember, he got booted from KOA because of his Rockies comment years ago.
What do you think the problem is?
So watch it with him.
I think Keenum is that good. I think he's a
how they sped this up.
Game manager.
Oh
Oh my God! I see getting them there. Their defense, like the backs, the defensive backs, aren't what they.
Exactly.
Wait, aren't the Broncos 2-1?
2-1.
You got rid of two of the best.
Who's coming up?
Of course, Khalid is on IR. That's really yeah, he's
I'll tell you, really, the offensive line is not that great.
Running back's very impressive.
Oh, yeah. The linebackers are, I think you're right, and defensive backs are really subpar. And the coaching hit their groove.
No, they're not that great.
After this year.
I also think Keenum has to perform. Keenum performs.
Right, but you've got a line that's not that good.
But they are better than the last 2 years.
They're probably better than last year.
And Keenum has to help by getting the ball quick.
Yeah, he holds the bar at ball too long.
It's about the give and take. The offensive line.
We get so spoiled. We had the Elway years back to back, then like 10 years of shit. Then Manning comes along, and bam, bam, and now we're going to have 10 years of shit.
And look at Demaryius Thomas is not a good
guy. Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Buyandbuild.net. Buyandbuild.net. It's a website that'll take you to a hint of what he has at 4800 Washington Street. Below wholesale prices, you got my word on that. Pennies on the dollar for light fixtures, plumbing fixtures, cabinets, from builder grade all the way up to your shaker lines and beautiful cabinets and slabs of granite. Floor coverings like, I don't think he has carpet, does he? But he has all the hardwoods and the laminates and engineered flooring, luxury vinyl tile. It's for do-it-yourselfers, or you can send your contractor. It's way cheaper than the big boxes. Buyandbuild.net, 4800 Washington Street. Courtney Pierce, you'll love that place. Okay, so we're talking about problems, questions, complaints you may have. Wait a minute. Did our friend hang up? The one with the timeshare? Oh, no, there he is.
Yeah,
Rico.
We're getting our expert in a minute, Tom.
Okay, I'll leave him there for a sec then. And we'll get our expert. And then I'll go to Steven. Steven's got a front door problem. What do you mean by your front door there, Steven?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, the casing around the front door.
The casement, you mean the frame?
Yeah, the frame.
What about us? What about us, Steven?
The bottom hinge, it's split. Not the hinge, but the
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's split, and the hinge won't stay in.
May I ask, first of all, when did you buy or have this installed?
This house belonged to my father. This house is in Aurora.
Wait. So you're not complaining about quality of something you bought. This is just something that happened.
Yes, I didn't buy the door. I mean, it was installed with that SNP program in the 80s when my father owned the house.
Okay, so you own the house now.
Yes.
And you are basically asking about the front door casement because you need someone to fix it.
Yes, or replace the door frame and.
Okay, yeah. And have you checked referralist.com? We have some great people. And if you wanted to, I mean, first of all, have you done that?
No, I wanted to find out.
Okay.
See, I don't have a whole lot of money.
K&H, I just want to mention while we're on the topic, K&H Home Solutions, for example. Mark, you emailed me something on their specials, and I'm trying to find the dang thing. They have a special on doors this month.
Buy 2 windows, get 3 free, 35% off siding. Oh, yeah. 35% off entry doors. You nailed it.
Yeah, but they have a service department, too, and they might be able to help you. Now, they're not cheap, but I don't mean they're expensive either. But you really you can't find someone dirt cheap. They're going to have to take off the door and, if nothing else, repair.
Yeah, but that door, Tom's 38 years old. Wouldn't you replace it?
Yeah, it was in the 80s.
Mark, can you resend me those specials for K&H?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so what are they again?
Yeah, right now, buy 2 windows, get 3rd free, which is always a great one.
Yeah.
And then my favorite siding in the world, Everlast, 35% off.
That's the forever siding.
And then 35% off all entry doors.
Okay, now listen, let's start there, Rico. They might be able to, Stephen, they might be able to do you a solid. K&H, Ted's a pretty good guy. Maybe they'll have somebody go out there and give you a quote. Let's try there. You don't have a lot of money. What is your source of income, Stephen?
Well, I'm retired. I retired from General Service Administration, and I do have some Social Security, but...
No, I understand. How old are you?
67. I just had a birthday.
Okay, and you're not disabled or anything? You're just calling for help?
Well, I'm visually impaired.
Okay. You know, Stephen, let's just see if we can get you a good deal. And then if it's not good enough, we'll try something else. But let's try there. Now, Suzanne, could you give him the information and then give Ted a heads up? I know the owner, Ted Rowland. Give him a heads up that this guy will be calling. He just wants a...
Who?
K&H, Home Solutions. I just want to try to get this guy a special deal. KHWindows.com, people, if you want to make your own appointment for this. And it's 303-421-7100, 303-421-7100. Okay, so let's talk to our expert on timeshares. This is the Finn Law Group, Michael Finn. Michael, we had a guy that called. I'm going to bring him up, okay? And he bought, you probably heard of this, Mike. The vacation clubs, they're a little different than timeshares, but they're probably like the same thing. You know what I mean?
They're kind of like an amalgamation of the timeshares. There's not much difference to them, and we're familiar with them, Tom.
Now, he was in Costa Rica, and he bought this... what's the name of the...
No, he was in the DR.
I'm sorry.
Punta Cana.
You're right. The Dominican Republic. I'm sorry. Rico, what did you buy? What is it called?
It's the Unlimited Vacation Club for AM Resorts all throughout the Caribbean.
Yeah, okay. So he paid $8,300 down on his debit card. He's disputing that, by the way. And, Michael, I'm not going to get you involved in this, but I suggested that he figure out a way to get this disputed. And he said there was a 5-day right to rescind. Rico, why didn't you rescind within that 5 days?
Well, so...
Just really quickly, the reason you did not rescind.
We did at this time. We did not know that the membership was a scam. We did not receive the login information until 9 days later.
Okay.
When we logged
and
in,
they do that.
We found out that all of the numbers were sold.
Okay, so hold on. You're saying they do that on purpose, Mike Finn?
There is no. They know how long the rescission period is. They don't give the customer any reason to rescind during that period of time.
Okay, so Rico, enough said. Enough said. I would. All I would say, Rico, I'm just going to tell you what I would do. I would tell him I rescinded the damn thing, or I never did it, or something. I'm telling you, the devil. I'll fight the devil with the devil's tactics at this point. Forget it. They suck. But Mike Finn, let's talk your deal. Have you gotten people out of these clubs like you do timeshares?
Yes, we have. They're very, very similar to timeshares. I have a dispute manual. If Rico wants to send me an email, I'll send him back a dispute manual that might be helpful to him. You mentioned he used his debit card.
Yeah.
That's not going to help. If he used a credit card,
yeah, I know.
I've got a dispute manual that could give him some pointers.
But you know what? His bank seems to be letting him dispute it, so maybe that would help him anyway. So
that's because he says fraud. Banks get confused when you say fraud. They think you mean somebody else used the card without authorization. As soon as they discover it's not that kind of fraud, everything changes. And the process seems easy to begin with, but people usually don't use the right terminology, which is why I created this manual.
Okay, is there a way that this manual can be made available to us in a PDF that we can have people... Okay.
All you had to do was ask me, Tom.
Oh, man. Let me tell you something. And, Mike, I'll give you credit every time we mention it. We'll give you credit for it. So, Suzanne, we'll talk to you about getting that PDF. Now, listen, Mike, I want to ask, what is your success rate on getting people out of these things?
Or, look, get more specific, AM resorts.
Well, you're dealing with another country. You're dealing with a contract that was formed in another country. So it's a little bit more difficult than a contract that was formed within the United States. But when they enforce it, they have to come to the United States to enforce it.
Do they ever? Let's just say he walked away from it. Would they come here? Sure. Do they hire people to sue people here?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Absolutely. Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Does it say what the laws are? Does it say it's construed by any particular law, Rico?
So the Dominican Republic we're very familiar with. There is a complete dearth of consumer protection laws.
All right, hold on a sec. Yeah.
Okay. No, well, I was just going to say, we can get people out of the contract in spite of that. What is my success rate? We do not ever close a file until we are successful. We still have open files, obviously. Most of them are recent. I would give you roughly the number 90% as an overall success rate. But I'm still working on the other 10%.
All right, cool. Michael Finn, the Finn Law Group, 855-346-6529, or just look for Finn, F-I-N-N, on our referral list at referralist.com. Speaking of attorneys, John Fuller, Fuller Law, he's a personal injury attorney. Here's the hallmark here. You can call him for free information at any time you're injured. If you're in an auto accident, listen, don't even think about it. It's not going to cost you to call him and find out information, even if you don't hire him. Listen, he knows that a good number of people are calling to find out information, and if he doesn't sell himself, fine. He just wants to give you the information to make sure your rights are preserved. That's John Fuller, information on all personal injury, especially automobile accidents, 303-597-4500. His website is personalinjuryco.com, 303-597-4500.
Wozniak.
Steve Wozniak. So it was Wozniak and Steve Jobs. They're both Steve.
But who's the guy who owns the LA Clippers?
That's
and he was either one. Huh?
Mark Cuban.
No, that's Mavericks.
Oh, he's Mavericks. I'm sorry.
Because that guy was either a Microsoft or an
Allen.
Apple.
Oh, something Allen.
Yeah, Paul Allen.
Oh, no, he
was Microsoft. He was the other guy.
And he owns the Seahawks. Yeah.
We call these the other guys.
The other guys.
Like there is on Facebook. There is what's his name? And the other guy. They all have another guy that's not so popular.
Yeah. We actually got to hear from that guy, and the guy who found
it's like the three tenors.
And how
what's his name?
It's an Indian name.
Yes.
Oh, the other guy. Zuckerberg, yeah.
We had a fireside chat with him, and it was interesting. Poor guy. You know, how he's a smart kid. Smart.
Well, he made a shitload of money.
Yeah, but he got cut with way more money, you know, than he could have made.
This guy, the third guy?
Yeah,
no, the other guy. There were three of them?
There were three of them.
He got out early and took from Microsoft and took them, or was from Jobs.
From Facebook. Oh, we're talking about Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. So Zuckerberg
yeah, Paul Allen is a billionaire.
No, but there was another guy that took his stock ahead of time and stuff and didn't get hardly anything.
Okay, I know an employee here in Denver who got ESOP, and what was his name? Mike Cherry? Was it Cherry? Anyway,
I'm in my early 50s, and I really
amazing. He got so rich. He retired. I think he was in his 40s.
No, I believe it.
He was an employee. Who would buy that? An employee.
So they gave him some stock and stuff, yeah?
Well, not gave him. It was an ESOP, you know.
Okay.
So basically, an ESOP is like a profit sharing plan, but they only invest in
stock.
But it was so amazing that at the time, whenever anybody gets ESOP, they don't think about it that much. And it was so incredible because he was there way. Was it Mike Cherry? I can't believe I remember.
He sold before they went way down.
Mike Cherry, if you're listening, give us a call. I think I have it right? Aren't you the one who thought they got rich? Give us a call if you're listening on
that would be cool to hear from him. That would be awesome.
Mike Cherry, let's see.
He's a football player.
Oh, that's not that Mike Cherry. Mike Cherry, Microsoft.
God,
what was that company in Houston where they ripped everybody off? It was an energy company. It was Enron.
Yeah.
They were encouraging their employees to buy more stock to put into their retirement plan while they were dumping money. And there were guys who were retired in their 70s and lost everything.
And Michael Cherry, Windows Client OS.
Actually, I thought the
services corporate
all the I thought their 401k or whatever was
no, they just gave him a hell of a deal.
Okay.
Wait,
that's a crypto.
But you know, a lot of that was they bought it at this, it went way up, and it says, "Well, I lost these millions and millions." Well, you lost it from here to there, but you're right. Then it went to nothing. Yeah. What was the smartest guys in the room? The movie on that? Is that what it was? Smartest guys in the room?
No, that was Goldman Sachs, I think.
I saw the movie on it. I forget what it's called.
But they were terrible. In fact, they changed laws after that.
The Raleigh House is a premier addiction recovery program. I don't know. I don't know how much name, but I know we talked about it.
The smartest guys in the room, Enron.
No, listen, man. I was in Houston at my affiliate KTRH visiting, and I'm in the hot tub at a hotel, And this one woman says something about, well, I work for Enron. This is before all the trouble. And she said, we're hiring like crazy. Because we were talking about something, I don't know. But I had a problem with Enron on the show. And she happened to hear that I worked there, and we got talking, and she goes, you know, there's no way, something about, she was just bragging and bragging and bragging about how Enron was the end all and how much they employ. And jeez, boom, they're beyond.
Tom, you didn't grope her, because I would hate that.
Yeah.
That would come up
I
40
was
years
thinking,
later.
could I become a Supreme Court justice? I'm wondering, could I become? No. I'm thinking, okay, no, bankruptcy is not disqualifying for real estate. It wasn't impersonal. Let's see what else.
Actually, you don't have to be an attorney.
No,
some of the original Supreme Court justices were not.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 03713 Talk. We're still going to hear from these young men with the real estate apps, so stay tuned for that. And then Dave Salisbury is with us, David Salisbury. Rico has another question. He's the one that got slammed into that vacation club that Mike Finn from the Finn Law Group says he can handle. And so go ahead there, sir. Rico, what's your other question?
Well, just trying to find out, people in my situation, do we ever see any kind of refund minus contract fee, cancellation fee, processing fee?
No, probably not. Well, those with Mike Finn, but it costs you to get out. I mean, no matter what, you're going to come out. You're not going to come out unscathed unless you can talk your bank into a real fraud situation. I don't know how you do that. Yes, David.
You know, one idea would be see if they would just let you go, keep your 83.
Oh, God.
Well, hold on. He owes another almost $6,000. So do you want to throw more money at it? Maybe they say, okay, we're going to let you out, but we're keeping your money.
Yes,
but why would they do that?
To take the loss and walk away. And the UBC has offered, we'll cancel your contract, but we're not refunding you the $8,300.
Who said that?
The unlimited vacation.
They did say they would do that?
Yes.
Then do it.
Supervisor.
Well, wouldn't you try the full... Mark, if it was
yes, I would try to dispute and do everything I possibly could, then take that deal.
Yeah, but then they may not do it after that.
I don't think they're going to care. I mean, how many people do they churn through? My God.
Yeah.
Rico, I'm telling you that I think you ought to...
hey, good lesson learned, though.
The hell out of it. 303-713-TALK. Andrea, what's happening?
Hi there. Well, we had a contractor build a deck, and he messed up every step of the way. Like, a couple of things he fixed. Couple of things he
Now, Andrea, when did you first hire this clown?
In May.
In May. Where did you find this clown?
On the internet. My husband found him.
Just found him with a search?
Yep.
What's his name? What's his name?
Even the deck company.
What's his name?
The name of the owner.
The name of the company.
The deck company.
Okay, hold on. We're going to come back to you, all right? The deck company. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Stay tuned. And meanwhile, go to this website, gocamsolar.com, gocamsolar.com.
If you're thinking about solar power, think Cam Solar. You can get a free evaluation of your lot to see what it will generate over the next 20 years. Just going to a website and filling out a form. Not only that, they will guarantee that analysis along with a 20-year parts and labor guarantee.
Just figure stuff.
What was it called? The deck what?
Deck company. I'm sending both of the contract to you and Mark.
Camsolar.com is the website.
So there's nothing that they're going to gain from the 8300?
In May, right? She hired him?
Are you having a barbecue or
Because they're saying.
But they booted it on.
Yeah,
they booted it on.
So what do they get? I'm trying to understand what they're going to get from that membership, because they're disputing it's only 20% discount on the timeshare, because it wasn't the actual 60 to 80%, whatever they said. That's what they're disputing. It's not worth it, right? 20% really you're in. So it's
I'd rather lose 8,300 than 14,000.
I mean,
of course.
So
that's what I would do.
Because Finn Law Group's going to end up taking $3-4 grand.
Oh, right.
Oh,
but if you get, let's say it's $5 grand.
See, but I wonder if he's got, I don't know the difference, because if it's a timeshare, he could get hit with special assessments. Oh my God! Once he pays that 16, is it done, or is there other stuff he's got to do?
Is it on a yearly basis?
Oh, you know, there's a monthly or yearly fee.
And most timeshares,
all of them, yeah.
This sounded more of like a gold seat coupon or something.
Yeah.
Do people still buy
Yeah.
I can't believe
because they're
there's
between 25 and 35 and don't know the difference, and they get a free buffet.
Oh my God. Their sales guys are good, man.
Oh, the sales, yeah.
Crazy.
Well, their big sale thing is.
Dan owes 6 timeshares.
I did buy one, but I canceled it.
All of them are in Commerce City.
That was way back when. All of them are Commerce City. Well, that's
one in Aurora.
That's a triple diamond. It's
the Best Western.
That's the high end.
That would be the best. 30% off in Commerce City.
At a core value, what is good with the timeshare? I've literally.
Well, they say, okay, this is only cost you $15,000, but through your life and your vacations, this is what you would spend on a vacation.
It just doesn't make. I just never clicks with me ever.
Terrible.
Well, see, I don't want to go just one place. If I have the money, I want to go to different
Well,
places.
you can, but then
like you went to Hawaii,
but that's an extra,
you know, and
that's an extra charge.
They do that. You can
no,
trade your
I mean,
points.
before I would buy a time, I wouldn't buy a timeshare because it means I've got to go unless it's one of those worldwide
Right.
ones.
Like
I've got to go to the same place.
No, you don't.
In
you trade it.
I understand.
Okay. Yep. But that costs money too. And you might not get your weeks if you want.
I mean, there are people who have timeshares and enjoy the hell out of it.
I know some people who do.
No,
I ran into a couple.
No, they don't.
I swear I ran into one.
Because they don't want to be stupid.
Yeah, because they don't know that their actual financial breakdown.
Yeah,
right.
Usually what happens is they find out they can get a cheaper deal for the same place.
Yep.
And they didn't have to pay for it.
Right.
And they go to Priceline and get the same place they're getting 50% off or more off.
Yeah, from other people who have timeshares renting out.
Exactly.
It sucks.
Just pay my yearly week and I'll let you use the place.
And they might get hit for the big, hey, we got to improve the hotel.
Yeah, the roof needs repairs.
Like an assessment.
That's $100,000. Thank you.
That's wild.
Thank you, sir. May I have another guy?
I feel bad for him. I do. I mean, but
let me tell you, you hit do once early in life so you don't do something like that again.
Mark's right. Life lesson.
That
tough life lesson. Tough life lesson.
We've learned that in our business. And it's the best thing that
So
ever
I
happened.
sent you the contract, Tom. I mean, you got it there.
Via email?
Is this a time check?
No.
I'm going to connect with this guy. How do I request?
Hiring's better when you got your
Which one is it?
Oh, it's just a business card.
My check card.
If there's no place to request friendship on his like the others.
Is sponsored by
It's just,
Starting today with a high around 8.
And now?
I mean, usually there's a place to like connect with. It just is a place to message. Oh wait, connect.
So the bad thing about this thing, they fired him.
$31,079.
It requires you register.
And the day they fired him, he leaned their house.
Revitalized health.
How much did they pay him? So what? They paid him half what needs to be done.
Quite a bit. She's got them all.
Did they send pictures?
Yeah.
What do you do with the show when you're on vacation?
It's not on that part.
Honest to goodness.
He does almost.
Yeah, keep on scrolling down.
The really
Keep on scrolling down.
Oh wow! So they did scope of work. They did everything. This is actually not a bad contract for some guy holding back or agreement.
I didn't send you pictures of
Look, he's even got case-on details.
So you think he's legit?
Well, I have no idea what her problem with him is.
I think she says that the caissons were not, when they dug the holes, they weren't even big enough to fit the thing down.
How about this? The Hormone Bros.
I wish she'd send pictures.
Oh, she did. She did.
Oh yeah.
Experience, they have instant blood tests and all of the therapy you need to stay young and healthy. HormoneBros.com. Put the wow back in your curb appeal with Mastic Siding from Plygem, America's leader in vinyl siding. Mastic offers on-trend colors to create a home exterior that'll be the envy of the neighborhood. Thanks to Mastic's solar defense technology, we're able to
I'm not watching the thing. So what does the word hat say about this woman? She's attractive and she's a nice person. She's attractive. Not she's that is so stupid. Do you know Hatch, you know the Senator Hatch is on this committee. He says she's an attractive person.
That wasn't a question when he asked it.
I'm sure that was taken out of some context of some sort.
Keep in mind,
like someone called her ugly, and he says, no, she's
Hatch
attractive.
and Grassley were on the committee back when Clarence Thomas was being approved, and they went after her, too.
How about all the people, David, that went after Clinton that no one wanted to hear about when he was nominating people?
And I'll show you how I can help you get the most.
When Bill Clinton nominated, who did he nominate?
Because it wasn't the person nominated that did it. It was him. What's that got to do with it?
Because all the people on the Dems came out and said, no, this woman, I'm looking at her right here. Broderick did nothing
even
wrong.
Trump is a big sack of shit.
No.
You're going to let him...
First of all, I disagree with that
Can you
statement.
come here a second, please?
Okay, he's
I
the
gotta send this to him
jockey.
real quick. Okay. Here's the pictures.
Did you forward it?
I hate this Gmail. I really do.
That's yours. Mine's right here.
Yes, sir. Good. Somebody something says.
I need the answer.
Piano.
Look him, Dan.
Suze waits for no one.
Sorry, Sue. Let me switch over here now.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome. I am a consumer advocate. We fight for you. We also do help directly, information and referrals. That's what it's all about. Going on 40 years, the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe, recovering hundreds of millions of dollars in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. I'm going to get right to the phones at 303-713-TALK, and one of my phone calls is from Joe Chiano. Become the Banker. It is something that I promote because I believe it is a safe, reliable investment, suitable for anyone. Now, you may not want it. That's fine. But I don't think it'll ever hurt you. It's overfunding life insurance on purpose. On purpose. So you got life insurance, and then you have a cash account on the side which grows tax-free, and you use it in life like you would a credit card. But instead of a credit card, you pay yourself that 18 or 19%, and then you subtract the 4%, you know, that is for the cost of money, and then what happens is that extra money also grows tax-free. It's your own personal retirement account that you get tax-free at whenever you want. It really, Joe Chiano, Become the Banker is the name of the strategy. Yeah. What about your seminar? What's your next seminar?
Hey Tom, good morning.
Yes.
The seminar will be tonight.
Oh, okay.
At 6:30 in the evening.
Where is it?
Right across Maggiano.
Okay, in Centennial.
Express.
How do they get a seat?
They just got to call 303-779-6600 and to reserve a place.
And there's really no obligation, no cost, no in-seminar sales or anything.
None at all, Tom. We don't sell any for any books. It's only pure education.
Okay.
Education as to how the economy works in today's world.
And if people are out of state listening, what should they do?
They can actually call me at 303-779-6600, and we can do webinars, Tom. We have people, your listeners are from all over the country. We have talked to people from New York all the way down to Boise, Idaho.
Good. That's cool. So thank you. Become the Banker. You can also see a video, becomethebanker.info. But call if you want to go to that seminar tonight, 303-779-6600.
Does he buy him dinner over there?
303-779-6600. Hey, Joe, do you feed them?
Yeah, we do. We do feed them tonight.
Okay.
We have actually a choice of sandwiches and things of that sort.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Joe. 303-779-6600. So I want to go to the phones, and this deck contractor, Andrea, we looked at the contract, or Mark looked at it, and basically you hired them in May, and the name is the deck company. Who's the individual you're dealing with?
His name is Anton Schaffer.
Anton Schaffer? Is it S-C-H-A-F-E-R?
S-H-A-F-E-R, yes. Okay,
so Mark, you said it doesn't look like a bad contract. Now, we're not doing a legal analysis, but you looked at
it. No, I'm saying it's
as
got
a homeowner.
It's got a scope of work. It says exactly how big the caissons are going to be. It looks like they agreed on something in writing. It looks good.
So what's the problem, Andrea?
The worst one after, all the little failures was the pergola. It was supposed to be 12 by 12 sitting on the deck. It ended up being 10 by 10 because it didn't fit under the roof overhang. So the initial measurements he took never fit.
the deck itself was not what he promised? It's a different size?
Yes. Well, the deck itself is fine, but the pergola that goes on top of it
is what?
To be size 12 by 12 is now merely 10 by 10.
What do you mean 12 by 12, 10 by 10? Are you talking about the individual tiles?
No,
the cover, the whatever she calls it.
She called it
pergola.
Pergola.
That's what it's called.
Oh.
It's like that roof with just the slots.
Oh, I'm thinking she's talking about flooring. I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, no. It's the roof.
Okay.
It was supposed to be 12 by 12, so it would fit
I
on the frame
now.
outside.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It's 10 by 10 now because it never fit under the roof overhang.
Well, what does it say? I didn't read through the entire agreement. Does it say how big it's going to be? Everything else is spelled out.
Yes, it is.
So what does this guy say about the wrong size pergola?
Well, they just put them up, and then they wanted us to come and discuss it. And
okay, so what does he say about doing it wrong? Does he say, okay, I'll make it right?
Well, he said he would have made it right, and he corrected some things. But in the end, we had no idea what the size would actually mean once it's on there. So maybe it was a fault on our part to accept the size until we really noticed that the table doesn't even fit on it anymore.
So you originally told him that it was okay?
Well, right after he put it up. Meanwhile, the contract says every change to the contract should be in writing and signed by both parties. And they just did it without consulting us in the first place. But we were just
So what do you want right now? What do you want right now?
I don't know. I don't want to pay him the second half of the money.
Okay, how much was the total? How much was the total contract?
A little over $31,000.
And how much have you paid?
Half.
Okay, you paid $15,500?
Yep.
Okay, here's what you have to do. Listen carefully. He's taking you to court?
Yes.
When?
22nd of October.
Is he taking you to court for perfection of the lien?
Or
is he just suing on a debt? There's a big difference. Listen, there's a difference. If he's trying to perfect the lien, or is he just suing for the contract?
A contract.
Okay. Did he put a lien on?
Yes.
Okay,
the day we kicked him out.
All right. So, here's the deal. He has a right to put on a lien, and he has a right. He probably has a right to get more than not more than, but some of that money. Why? So here's what you need to do, or you will lose. This is not legal advice, it's practical advice. You need to get an expert to tell you how much it will cost to extend that roof to where you want it and to where it should have been. That's it. That's your only loss.
Is he willing to redo it now? I'm looking at the picture. I see what she's saying, man. The cover's not as big as the deck. Right here, you can come over and look at that. So that's the problem. Is he willing to fix it? Click.
Hello? Are you there, Andrea? Okay. She's not there, but Andrea, I think she was disconnected by mistake. You need to get an expert to tell you what it will cost to fix. And that is your loss. Yes. David Salisbury, attorney at law, today is our guest. By the way, he does probate and estate planning and all of that kind of stuff, wills and trusts. What do you have to say?
What I want to say is, Andrea, there's a legal term called quantum merit. And so if you could go to court and say, I paid him $15,
right.
It represents half of what he was supposed to do, she can say to the judge, he has not been harmed.
Except, that's perfect, David, except I think he did more than half.
Okay.
In other words, it would be complete if it's not for the 2 foot short.
Okay. But that's still an argument.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just a little more rather than another 15.
But are they willing to fix it? It's a big issue, though, too.
Are they willing to fix it, Andrea?
They offered, but at some point they've done so many other things.
No.
We don't trust them anymore.
Well, you don't get to pull the trust argument.
That's the rub here.
The trust argument is something every consumer tries. Here's the way it goes. How many times have we heard it?
It's constant, and the judge isn't going to listen to it either.
Here's the argument. Okay, they had this and this and this and this and this wrong. Now I don't want them back. But, Your Honor, we're willing to fix it. Nope, we don't trust them anymore. It doesn't work, Andrea, unless it will threaten your safety or security, or it's dangerous in some way or fashion, or the past violations were so egregious that no one in their right mind would have the person back. So, Andrea, only you can answer that. And I would say probably not worth it. You should let them finish. Yes, of course you can.
He's asking for, so part of the contract or the proposal was an optional lighting package. Can he ask for that money because he made it part of the money he's asking for?
Well, what do you mean? Did he provide it?
No.
Did you agree to an optional lighting package?
No.
Oh,
it was optional from day one, and we never said...
Well, no, of course not. Of course not. No. If it's optional and you did not agree to it, then no. But you do owe him, if he's willing to fix it, the entire contract price.
There's something interesting here. Number 10 on the agreement says all disputes shall be resolved by binding Colorado arbitration.
All right.
How come he's not? Did you go to arbitration?
That's the very first thing. No. That's the very first thing you tell the judge that morning.
Okay.
Because
I don't even know what that would mean versus...
It means that you have to go to binding arbitration, not court, and you would challenge this on venue. And I'm not going to tell you, if it was me, here's what I'd say. Your Honor, I am challenging this on venue, and I ask that it be dismissed.
And show him number 10.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Adam's got a comment on the deck. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Tom, did she actually pay $30,000 for a 12-by-12 deck with a pergola?
She said it was going to be $31,000 total, and it's going to be ultimately it was supposed to be 12-by-12, yes.
That's a lot of money for a 12-by-12 deck.
I never actually did the square footage. What does it come out to? I mean the actual per square foot.
18-by-12 roughly.
Oh, 8? No, wait.
And then there's steps. It's quite a bit off the ground.
Why are you saying 18-by-12?
Because he's staring at the design in the agreement.
So it's 8. Does that make a difference to you? 18-by-12?
No,
and it's pretty high off the ground. It's got steps involved.
18-by-12. So that's only 216 square feet. Am I doing that right? 18 times 12. Okay, so 216. If we did it per square foot.
And then the pergola.
Well, no, okay, but that's all part of it. So if we did this all together, divided by, I don't know.
And then the railing, of course, and I mean everything that goes into it. I don't know if it's reasonable or not. I have no idea.
Let's see.
I'll say this: it looks funny as hell that the pergola is a different size, though. I don't know how they screwed that up.
No. So it turns out it's going to be about $143 per foot, and that's with a pergola. I don't know. It sounds...
Yeah, and some of the design says stuff like glass panels. I mean, it looks like it's a pretty nice deck, but I don't know. I'm just looking at the description.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Joe Lazara is a criminal defense attorney. You hear David Salisbury here. That's the kind of law everyone is going to need, which is probate and estates and trust. But with Joe Lazara, it's something you should never need. Most of Joe's cases, of course, with criminal defense, what would you think? DUIs. How stupid is that when you have Uber and Lyft and designated drivers? You might have a friend that doesn't drink. They may not be fun, but they're good to have around when you are drinking. Yeah, they can drive for you. And Joe Lazara is not going to preach to you like I am, but I'm serious when I say this. Try not to use them. But even if you want to plead guilty and you learned your lesson, you still need him to get you through the system. Because if you don't have an attorney, you will possibly sacrifice your rights. 303-6, it's Joe Lazara, Joseph A. Lazara, attorney at law, and he's on a referral list at referrallist.com. So 429-6200, 303-429-6200.
So sorry. So somebody put a stick, so she got into, and she.
Oh no, Audrey did. That's why.
Pounding on the door.
That's Audrey. I did that for Audrey.
I know, but I was on the phone.
I gave her the.
But she was pounding on it, and I was on the phone, and I'm like, I can't.
I told her. I don't know how they did that.
I was freaking out.
Here, I got it here. Okay, listen.
That's the ugliest pergola I've ever seen.
Well, I don't know if they finished it, did they?
Yeah, I got it.
And it's made out of
plastic or fiberglass or something.
What I don't understand is how did they miss? Why is it so small? That's the part that makes no sense.
Look at the picture.
Look.
No, get the 12 hours.
No, but look, this is what I
say. You're right. It does. It's going to be a messy. So they need to go to arbitration.
13 feet. She needs to go to arbitration and say, this is what we want. Here's a picture of it. What is the actual, did she say? Is it 10 feet?
Oh my God, she says.
Okay.
And look at that. How many is up there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I don't know what
Yes, what do you have then?
I have enough.
Well, if they're nice, because this one's not going to get any shade.
Oh.
Here, look at that.
Send it all to me, I'll get it on.
1, 2,
Well, do you want me to?
Yeah, I want you to get it.
Yeah, there's no shade.
How many was in there?
Okay, this is a good one. It's Janine. Is her name on form. She was having surgery. She explicitly wrote a letter, no offense, and said, put this in my records.
You know,
which
that
they
pretty
did.
much supposed
She
to
made
give
sure.
partial shade is what it really does.
They gave her
It's the only purpose of it. Right.
I haven't asked her that much. I am trying to get Mendinelli. He's hard to get a hold of because he would be the one, right? Okay.
2 feet. Now, if we have to, we go to Joe. I mean, to John.
I'll go in
How
there.
was
I'd rather hear Benny.
For me in here.
He's fun, isn't he?
In there.
Yeah. So I'll be waiting there, but I have.
No,
That's why I lined him up. I told Suzanne, I said, while we're gone, make sure Marco gets in there.
no. What was funny is Tom brought up the suit. He just bought the suit.
What's that?
Mark Mendinelli suit. We remember we put it on and we were going to
I didn't see the suit. What was it?
Here, I'll show
Like
you.
a zoot suit or something?
Oh my God! Look at it.
What, like Reggie McDaniels used to wear?
Oh, but he has a great sense of humor. Mendinelli. I mean, he laughed about it.
He's smart too, man.
5559. That's 720-893-5559. The Raleigh House is a premier addiction recovery.
It's egregious. It's outrageous. It's preposterous.
About different treatment options.
Oh, that suit's cool. What's wrong with that suit?
Oh, I thought it was.
It's kind of different.
Used car salesman suit.
So what did people say?
We didn't get it. There's so much going on. We didn't get it. I threw it up a couple times, but we didn't really put much on. And then we're going to do it the next day. We're going to do it the next day.
I like this suit.
Do you?
I wouldn't wear it.
On him, it looks good. But he's got a very good sense of humor. He doesn't take anything serious. I thought he was really good.
I wouldn't want to be sitting across from him on a cross-examination, though.
Indeed lets you ask reader questions that give you a less time-consuming route to your short list of qualified candidates.
I bet he connects with the jury better than most. I bet he connects with the jury better than most.
In fact, that's probably, especially after you've been in that thing, you've seen how it works, how...
If they create that emotional connection with the jury, I think that's half of it. The truth doesn't matter as much as the connection. Would you agree with that?
If you can be their friend.
All of them. And the key with a good attorney is you're dealing with 6 to 12 people.
Now, hold on. There's an exception. If you're dealing with a certain case, certain cases, you want an air of superiority, and you actually want the jury to look up to you like. In other cases, of course, you want that friendly, the peer thing. But in some cases, you want to be the smartest snob in the room. And they go, oh shit, this guy knows his stuff, as far as in a trial attorney.
Yeah.
There are times for both.
No, you're absolutely right. I would say if it's a, litigation and something you're talking millions of dollars or a settlement, compared to a criminal trial where you're trying to get someone off.
Yeah, you do not want to be a snob
in a criminal trial. Like Dan, when you were up for murder.
Hey, that was only twice.
Intellectual property could be a little mix of both.
Dan still has scars from the ankle thing he had.
I still got the ankle brace.
Troubleshooter 303-713 Talk 713-8255 artofgranite.net. Mitch Fleury is the greatest, one of the greatest guys you'll meet. What a good guy. He came from, where did he come from again? He had like $300 in his pocket.
$300.
Yeah, and started Art of Granite after working in the industry for a few years in Denver. And then he, of course, did the American Dream with his wife and kids. And here's the bottom line. You'll just love the way he does business. He only charges for fabrication and installation, and then he passes his wholesale along, the cost of his granite, to you, or slab of whatever you get, limestone, marble. He'll do it for the cost plus fabrication and installation. He doesn't charge for tear out and haul away, nor does he charge for the kitchen when you have the bathroom done. You got to compare him to these big boxes. He's a great guy with great prices, and here's the deal. He'll give you a price on the phone. That's how confident he is. Art of Granite, 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919, artofgranite.net.
Hey, that bad deck thing real quick. I'm telling you, I don't know how they screwed up that pergola, and if she's listening, she really does need to point that out in the agreement. This should be arbitration, but once again, you got to let them fix it if they're willing to do it.
So, Andrea, you got that, right? I mean, first of all, you can get it probably thrown out, because it demands arbitration. You both agreed to it. In fact, in your answer, did you answer the lawsuit? You must have if you're appearing Monday.
What do you mean answer?
Wait, excuse me. I'm not. You're appearing in October. Did you answer the lawsuit? There's a 21-day response time. Did you answer the lawsuit?
I don't think we did.
Well, how do you know you have a hearing?
The sheriff came by.
And served you.
In the papers, yeah.
And in the papers, it says that you must respond. Did you know that?
No, I gave it to my husband and let him.
Well, okay, you could have lost already by default. Did you know that?
Okay.
It's possible.
But they were only there last Wednesday.
Okay. Then look at it very carefully.
Okay.
And where you respond. And if I was responding to this, I'm not going to tell you how to do it. You need to talk to an attorney. If I was responding, I would say this. I challenge this. I ask for this to be dismissed because of jurisdiction and venue. And then I would outline the part of the contract and include it. I'd quote it and include it. That it calls for mandatory arbitration.
He did something else in here.
What else?
You know, Article 2, time of completion. This guy actually put completed on or before May 18th. And he agreed to that. It's not completed. Now, his argument is going to be she didn't want it.
But even, But even his completion date, when did he actually complete it? Not to your satisfaction, but when was it considered complete in his eyes?
The day we tell
when?
him.
Don't say the day. When? What's the date? What date?
June 4th.
Huh? So
June 4th.
So he missed it by how long? June 4th. It was. He would agree. And what does the contract say, Mark?
May 18th.
Okay, so he missed that too. So you
got to use common sense. Look through here, but I'd hire an attorney. I mean, we don't give legal advice.
No, but it's okay to ask for a dismissal in your response based on that arbitration, and then go if you have to. If I think the judge may dismiss it, but if he doesn't, you go and have an attorney, as Mark said, because we have found even when people are dead right, they can lose. They can be outmaneuvered and lose just because you wouldn't be allowed to necessarily use your experts.
That's a big one. People say, hey, I call so-and-so, he's an expert. They go, well,
we haven't established.
How do we know he's an expert?
Janie? Is this Janie?
Yes.
Janie, what's going on?
I actually called your show by mistake. I was trying to get a hold of Bill and Pollock. I have a fentanyl issue.
Well, hold on. Do you still want to talk to me? Because I'm not Bell and Pollock. They're personal injury attorneys. I don't know if they do medical malpractice, but you must have heard their show on the weekend here.
Yeah, but I do want to talk to you still.
Yeah, we actually are different than them in that we in many cases we get directly involved and solve problems. They give advice, and it's fine. It's fine what they do. It's just that we're different than that. Okay, so what's going on?
In April of 2016, I was scheduled for 4 vertebrae to be fused in my neck, and in preparation for that, I wrote a consent letter that says, you are specifically and what's the word I use? You're basically specifically prohibited from giving me any fentanyl. I had done research on fentanyl. I didn't like what I saw.
Oh, okay. You didn't like it. It wasn't that it would interfere with anything.
Oh no, it would.
What would it interfere?
Everything that I researched.
No, Janie, I'm not. Janie, I'm not asking the opinion. What I meant was, is there a chemical in your body that you're taking that fentanyl would interact with negatively?
I don't know the answer to that.
I understand your preference, and you have every right to have a preference, okay? You have every right. You don't have to justify it. But when I said, is it counterproductive? For example, if someone is on, some kind of drug that would block opiates, Okay, they're opiate receptors, and then they give you opiates. It could overload and cause you to be very sick. What I want to know is this: you definitely is she there? Yeah, you definitely said to not use fentanyl. Did they agree to that? Do you know? Did they?
Yes.
Oh, they initialed it.
No, he refused. So
He refused what? Well, you finish that sentence.
Let me give you the background because I'm going to answer probably a lot of your questions.
Okay, go ahead.
I wrote this letter. I handed it to my anesthesiologist. I asked him to sign it. He said, I can't sign it.
On the day of surgery?
I will give you something else. And then he did not.
Okay.
He gave me that something else, but he also gave me fentanyl.
Okay.
I also walked it up to the medical records department. I said, I want this in my chart.
Ginny,
I want everyone in the operating room to know not to give this to me.
Will people say right now, if we ask them, you know, I'm not talking about HIPAA and all that, but if they could talk, would they agree that you did request that?
Yes.
They would. You talked to them afterwards, and they remembered you requesting that, right?
But what's the question?
Hold on, just wait. But they will remember that. Then my next question: how do you know you got fentanyl?
I got my medical records. I asked for
and in the notes it says what? That they administered a certain amount of fentanyl, right?
Yes.
Okay, this is all great. Okay, hold on. This is very important because what we need to do is what Mark just said. What is your question? And there is something else we're overlooking. 303-713-TALK. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. If you're looking for a home loan, ideal. Why? Because they don't have one size fits all. They have different loans for different folks, different strokes for different folks. And here's what they have, for example, the pick your own term loan. You may want to get a low rate, but still, you don't want to go back to 30 years. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want as far as time span. You can also, of course, tweak your credit. They have credit optimization, which brings the cost of your loan down, and that is done automatically, even though you're approved. Some people just approve you. They go further than that. They also have the rate guarantee. If rates go down over the next 2 years, they refinance you free of charge. 303-867-7000, 867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
Was a former addict, and she says, I don't know what this.
And she went to Bell and Pollock, and then there was they get that Saturday show, and they did something wrong. I can't remember what it was. They dropped the case. That's where they took it. And I told her to call. You know, that's what happens. Like, you go so long now. If you're
statute of limitations,
and then if you're just a few months out, someone says, "Hey, I can't do this. I mean, this is too much."
Medical malpractice is tough.
Because everybody from out of state. Did you know that they got to get the doctors out of state because all the doctors here are under the same thing. They won't do it. Right?
Yeah.
Target a specific area and relieve the nerve pain and pressure. Full advanced
I can't remember what her issue was, though.
Low radiation digital X-rays. Bright Light Chiropractic, University and County Line Road is in the Promenade Shopping.
Oh, you go to him?
I did. Right. Yeah, I just stopped just a little bit ago. It's been too busy to maintain.
Did you? What was your issue?
I was just doing it for health maintenance, and I'll tell you what it did do, which is crazy, is I love spicy food, and I always get bad acid reflux, heartburn, and when I started doing that, it went away. I could eat the hottest stuff, and he had another case like that. Yeah, and now I'm kind of having some back problems. I love Mike. I actually try to do a little bit of my marketing in my sphere, just because I love Mike. I love what he's doing. He's got K-How on, he's got K-Love on there. He's just a good vibe. I love everything Mike's doing.
I go to him too.
He's amazing, and he listens, and we talk about our businesses and stuff, and it's just a great guy. But the chiropractic work is phenomenal, honestly.
Even though I like the cracking, he doesn't do that, but he does. Have you ever been to that, Dave, a chiropractor? You don't believe him?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I have all kinds of friends who swear by it.
You've never had an issue, maybe?
Well, I don't. I've been very lucky in my advanced age. I've never really had any.
But you never had a younger thing, like a skiing deal, or school.
I've been very lucky.
You're good. That's great. Then you don't need to go to one. I mean, he does say that he does do checkups and stuff just to see if you got any misalignment.
I love how scientific it is, how he scans you, and the chronic, just the long-term health of it. Because cracking is not like when they actually do it. I like that. Like every once in a while, honestly, I like to do it. You know, it's fine, and he'll tell you that just do it. But he gets down to the science. I love it. Oh, he's so.
So he'll do it even if you don't have a problem.
No. He doesn't crack. He does
It's a tool. It's like a little
torque release.
It's really cool.
No, they should.
But he doesn't need because it was just.
I don't remember the exact amount, but I don't think I'll come up with a hybrid for him that won't affect anything.
And he's surprising.
Look how fast he goes through people.
I know he's bop. He's got a great time.
He goes to
Bright light.
Zig Ziglar. Bright light.
Did you go to Bright Light Chiropractic?
Oh, I was marketing when I was with him the day that you reached out to him, and I was like, dude, you made it. Like that is the coolest thing in the world because of what he like. It's just your show. I just love it. I was like, dude, that's the coolest thing you guys have done.
Okay, so Nathan says yes, he'd like to, since he's calling up people all the time, he'd like a mailbox. So I'll do that.
As soon as you do that, tell him it'll be lit right back up.
Franchising or doing in different locations because I'm away from Littleton.
And I'll start sending them stuff.
I hate driving that.
Oh yeah, it's close for me.
Yeah.
So it helped his heartburn talk.
Not yet. Hey, I better see what it is. I bet I know where you got that jacket.
Yeah. Sure, let's do it again. This time I know where I got this one.
Wouldn't that be great if we could get one person on 2 clothes?
I recorded
$50 rebate if you qualify for purchase of Mastic Vinyl Siding. That's mastic.com.
So where that came from, I'll tell you next break where that came from.
Cool.
I was in New Orleans, and this guy comes up to me and pulls.
You did?
No, I was in New Orleans. How many years ago was that? 30 years ago?
Yeah.
That guy did that.
No, I was there, and it was 20 years ago.
And it's kind of funny, the guy from this banker, he was going to New Orleans. I said, hey, this is where we did the shoe thing. It happened there. Some kid did it to him.
That was true.
Just this last time in Monterey, this was last February.
You got to quit telling that story, though. I bought that story from you.
Oh, I haven't seen the money yet.
He's juvenile.
I got the story of...
Tom, I heard he was like a lost puppy while I was gone. Is that true?
Who's that?
Dan, he was moping around.
He was. Yeah, right.
Crying.
I was hiding in the closet.
He put his head up against like this, like a dog retriever.
I'm happy.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Pro Auto Care is your car nanny. People say, what do you mean by that, Tom? What I mean is, they will take care of your car like your big brother or father. They'll text you whenever you need something done. They have 2 locations near Evans and I-25 and near Bowles and Santa Fe. You can go to 303proauto.com to find out more. And in between every service, free roadside assistance. I've personally used it. You're part of their family. It's just so cool. No extra cost on that. It's Pro Auto Care, 303 Pro Auto. All right. So, this is, Suzanne, what did you want to say?
Oh, no, I was just reminding you back to 4.
Okay, and then we have Daphne with a follow-up on a school bus thing. And then we have our guys with the app. I want to talk about that. I just want to talk about that. And then David Salisbury, our attorney on probate and estate planning. Okay. Janine, as we talked about, you had surgery April 16th, April of 2016, and you made it clear that you did not want fentanyl. You did it in writing, and you did it verbally. No one's disputing that part of it. And then during, you got your surgical notes, and you found through your medical records you were administered fentanyl. All of that, let's just say for argument's sake, that is an absolute rock-solid establishment of facts, okay? Now, the question is, what do you want?
I don't know exactly.
All right.
I want to take the anesthesiologist and the hospital to court, and my life has been definitely affected by it. I also had a witness, a friend of mine.
Now, you said you want to take them to court. For what?
Probably financial compensation because
For what?
I have
For
not
how much?
been able to function. I have no idea.
I mean, let me make it easy for you. Unless it's going to be $300,000 or more, you won't have an attorney to do it if you want it contingency. And I don't think, unless you have rock-solid damages that you can document, my personal belief, I am not trying to tell you not to speak to an attorney who does malpractice. My personal opinion, based on what I've heard, and I'm going to see if my opinion changes. Based on what I've heard, you probably won't find an attorney to take it, because just to get the experts you need to establish damages and just to get to the courtroom door with discovery will be about $85,000 to $90,000 plus attorney's fees, just to get to the door. So here's what I need to know, plain and simple. What are your actual damages? Now, I don't mean, you know, missed work and all that. That counts too. But what are you talking about? Your life has forever changed. What do you mean?
I'm not functioning to the level I was before. Memory, the ability to process information. I just can't focus to the same degree I could before. And
now you know there will be 100 experts they can find or more.
Oh, I know.
That will say the amount of fentanyl that you had was out of your system in so many hours and will not have a permanent effect. You know that, right? David Salisbury, what did you want to say?
I understand.
Go ahead, David. What did you want to say? Hold on. One sec.
What I wanted to say is, you know, you can have a claim about, as Tom's saying, but you got to prove damages. And what you've been talking about, although I'm very sorry for it,
so
how do you put a dollar value on that?
Now, Janie, I want to say this before I go on. I'm not against you. I'm on your side. I think every patient should have a right to dictate what they want. Now, here's the deal, okay? I don't want you to take what I'm going to say as I'm not on your side. But what David just said is key. You just said that's not what I understand when I said that dose of fentanyl is out of your system and won't have lasting effects. You said that is not what I understand. Could you elaborate on that, please?
The research I did, reports of a lot of patients that had been given fentanyl had long-lasting, years and years worth of memory issues and cognitive issues.
Okay, now.
And it was much more of a consensus than not.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this. A consensus, you cannot use it as evidence. Internet research, you cannot use as evidence. What you need are actual experts who are on the stand, literally on the stand, saying this definitely does not leave the system and will have these effects over a certain period of time. And in addition to that, that you have suffered those same effects. And they also have to have studies to back it up. Now, Janine, whether I like you or not, or think it's terrible what happened, do you, honest to God, believe that you can accomplish that?
Oh, if I wanted to put enough time and energy and money into it, yeah, I believe I could, but it's pretty exhausting sounding, and
that's what I'm now.
In me.
I don't want you to stop because of what I'm telling you. What I'd rather do is tell you this than have you then say, "Oh, Janine, go after him. You're gonna get blah blah blah." I don't want to lie to you. I don't believe that you can establish losses. That's what I think. I think you might have an easy time establishing the other thing. Now, if you want them, if you want to do something about that, you should call the Department of Regulatory Agencies and their licenses and put complaints. Okay.
It's about as effective as going to the BBB. Their little sheet of paper goes into a file and nobody ever sees it again.
Janine, let me ask you something now, just between you and me and the hundreds of thousands of people that will listen to this. I want to know, do you really feel effects every day?
Absolutely.
You sure it's not psychosomatic? It's not psychosomatic.
Absolutely not.
What kind of surgery was it?
It was neck fusion, cervical fusion. I had 4 vertebrae fused together. So it was a big surgery, and I gave it almost 2 years to make sure it wasn't just residual.
Now, there is a statute of limitations. You either...
I understand.
Do you know what it is? I forget what it is. Is it 2 or 3?
2 years.
Huh?
2 years.
Well, then you're past it, dear, right?
I understand.
Well, then why are we even talking? I mean, actually, it's from Discovery. It's from Discovery or likely Discovery.
And then let's take this down.
Wait, hold on. 16, 17, 8. No, you're done. 18. No, wait. No. Yeah, you're kind
of 18.
But when did you actually discover the feelings?
That was within the 2-year statute. So
okay.
I discovered it probably 2 months before the statute would have been over, or more like 5 or 6 months.
All right, listen.
I think her issue would be more with the drug manufacturer, anyhow, if what she's saying is happening to her.
No,
why would this be who administrated it?
Mark,
well, if you look at fentanyl, it's like morphine on steroids, and I had an established history of issue with morphine.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know I have a problem with morphine, and then you give me fentanyl, you know I'm not going to do well.
What was your problem with morphine?
I had massive sickness. I had projectile vomit.
And was this in your medical record?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you have you have people that were a little sloppy, maybe, but as far as the damages, I think that's going to be your weakness. Again, have you tried to find a malpractice attorney to speak to?
I have.
Do they take your appointment?
Yes.
They did. Good. What were you told, if you don't mind?
The same thing you just said, that it's going to be difficult to prove damages, and damages is what they're going to focus on, which is a shame.
Well, that's all there is.
The epidemic and the damage that fentanyl is doing to the general public.
Well, now you're talking. Hold on. See, Janine, if you want to do the crusade part, that's not malpractice. That's called class action, and it's a whole different ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
And no one's going to stop you from doing that. You can amass as many victims as you want, and if you get a class and you get some real stories, you may get a law firm to take a class action. You know, I mean, that's a whole different thing.
That's not my goal to spearhead a class action.
Okay,
for sure.
And then again, I was going to ask you personally, give me an example where you said, "Man, this never happened before."
Every day.
Like what?
Forgetting things, not being able to process information accurately the first time I look at it, and taking a few attempts to understand something and then finally grasping it later.
Now that attorney's name I just gave you with the number about 30 seconds ago. Do you remember that?
You didn't give me.
I know. I'm just kidding. I was just trying to. Okay, listen, Janine, what we have to do is we're going to give you a reference to talk to off the air. And see what he says. And if you say, Tom wanted me to speak to you to see what you think, even though we talked to other attorneys, I would believe him because he's really a good guy, okay? Okay, so hold on.
Great.
And Marco Bendinelli's his name? Okay, there you go. Suzanne, give her Marco's information.
Already did, Tom.
So, people, if you're listening to this, what do you think about that kind of stuff? What do you think? Okay, I want to talk to my guys right now, and then we're going to take other calls. Okay, so real quick, right after this break, you're going to hear about this app that was developed for real estate people. I want to know what you think. SimplyFloorsInc.com. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Savings, value, personal attention, designer services. Do your shopping in the stuff they carry on a regular basis, which is most of the most popular stuff. They're going to beat the big boxes. They're going to beat people on by 20, 30, 40, sometimes even half. Yes, that's right, 20%, 30%. Now, here's the other thing. On the stuff they don't carry regularly, they have a price match guarantee. SimplyFloorsInc.com. They're at 52nd and Ward for the showroom, but you can do everything online and even book an appointment.
This report is. I thought she had a rub with. Who's those lawyers on Saturday?
Bell and Powell.
Dan, you're going to love this. I forgot about Skeeter and Larry H. She calls the back line. She's pissed. I'm trying to call Chris from Larry or LH Miller, and he's not answering. So
do we have an issue? A real issue?
Yeah. She's a bitch anyway. Sorry. She's a bitch anyway.
Do we have a real issue?
With that?
With Larry H., what is it?
It's not a real issue with Larry H. She's a nut, right?
Well, she's the one that came on with her car, the transmission. She called on Friday. She said that they had a thing in June with the transmission, and then her
warranty
went out August 6th.
And then she got nasty with Nissan, and Nissan told her to piss off.
But what was the? She said that she brought this up while it was
Right,
under warranty,
right.
and,
So
it was never properly
right.
fixed.
So and I talked to the guy at Larry H. Miller, very good guy, Chris. And the fluids on that CVT transmission, the fluids on there was not proper because the coolant of the radiator also cools the fluid, and she didn't have the right mixture. So he said, hey, we can do this, get the right mixture before we test this. That's according to Nissan what you have to do. So she took it back to her mechanic, brought it back. The fluids still weren't a 50-50. It was like 100% coolant. And so then they gave her an actual free fluid change to get her done. And they drove it for 133 miles, and the deal still didn't do anything after that. And
so are they saying there's nothing wrong with it?
No, they were saying that by the time the warranty was there, they could never duplicate the.
But that was her problem the whole time.
She said that was the problem, right? But like
that was a problem. That's an issue.
I know, but the coolant wasn't according to Nissan.
Did they fix it?
No,
there was nothing to fix.
There was nothing there. They couldn't duplicate the problem. And then when she brought it back, then she brought it to Tynan's and stuff, and Tynan said, hey, they should have did it. But at that time, they had already redone the coolant and everything, so they could go right in there and say, hey, that's good.
Is she coming on, though?
So leave a message with Chris. Chris says his meetings and stuff just keep on calling.
Oh, keep calling? Oh, I'm gonna hold on to her. I'm just gonna eat crow with her and tell her, my bad, I just got busy with the show.
Right.
Should I make it Nate@troubleshooter.com or Nate?
No, it's Nate. Ah, shit.
It's anything you want.
Oh,
no, but
it's
already done.
Is he coming back on board?
Well, I'm gonna
Nate.
Is it Nate Cups?
Well, he's just going to do it like part-time because he's calling out a lot of people. He's a big guy.
Hard illegal drugs, or if it's a mental health issue, anxiety.
So on that one,
okay, so what is
this is you're not alone.
Skeeter,
the Raleigh House
and she left him with, I thought you guys were supposed to be the troubleshooters. Why didn't they get a call back?
I wonder if Skeeter's got a Peter.
Or her husband's very mild-mannered.
That happens a lot. Like, I'm very mild-mannered.
So here's what the guy from Larry H. Miller said. He says, you know, even if you call the Nissan people and you're over your warranty, if you talk nice to them, they'll probably work with you. But apparently
she went right over her. When people do that, they go over the top too fast sometimes.
I know.
And who's going to help them?
It's like when I try to send my steak back at Del Frisco's. Just because it took me 95% of the steak to figure out it wasn't cooked right, they have a problem.
And I told them to throw the next one in a doggy bag.
I want to bring the next one home.
And don't cook it.
And I expect free beers because of the problem.
Than a student loan or credit card rate.
Has he already got one?
No, it's just grayed out.
Why wouldn't you consolidate that high interest debt by refinancing your mortgage?
It doesn't come up with an error message like out of licenses. It normally just says you need to buy a license, and it doesn't say already in use. It just is grayed out. And I'm on my computer with my master lock. I don't.
60 days of mortgage payment.
Guess what I got coming?
American Financing at 303-695-79.
I should have it tomorrow.
At AmericanFinancing.net.
A Duncan butterfly yo-yo, baby. I haven't yo-yoed for so long. I saw one pop. You know, I don't even know why. I'm sitting there looking on Amazon for other stuff, and a yo-yo pops up. How did they know I was thinking of a freaking yo-yo? And I'm like, well, son of a bitch, I've used a yo-yo. That's a genius.
Because you were a yo-yo.
I am a yo-yo.
I'm your troubleshooter, Tom Martino. House Modern is a high-end kitchen, bath, and closet place. That's the only word I have is high-end. That doesn't mean necessarily expensive, but let's face it, it's not for your fix and flip, but it is for your dream house, and it's worth every penny, I'll tell you that. From the ceiling, to the fixtures in the ceiling, to the walls, to the cabinets, and then the backsplashes, and then the counters and the plumbing fixtures and the base cabinets, kickboards, floors. You get the picture? Everything. It's everything. Turnkey. Santa Fe, Louisiana. 720-325-5040. 720-325-5040. Okay. We are going to talk. Oh, you don't want me to take that right now. We're going to talk to Daph about a follow-up here. Daphne, tell me about, the guy calls in. This really pissed me off. He calls in and he says, look, I'm not complaining. He even said this. I'm not complaining. I'm just asking. I don't know what the rule is. I don't know if there are any laws. I don't know what's going on. But I know that I drive a short bus for kids with autism. It literally is a short bus. I mean, I'm not, you know, it's a little bus and it has no air conditioning. He says, now these kids, not only do they have autism, but let's face it, for any kid, you know, it can be 100 degrees. Do you think any rights are being violated, or do you think there's anything that can be done? He wasn't complaining. He was inquiring. Immediately, he's suspended. Now, that sucks. We call up and ask, and they suspend the guy. Did he get his job back, first of all?
That's still in question. He's still waiting on that.
This is Jeffco Schools, right?
Yes.
And so people, if you have a concern about that, you might want to call and say this poor bus driver was suspended because he inquired about your kid's safety and comfort.
It may not have been about the inquiry. There may be a little bit more to that part of the story. Nope, sorry. And that information just came in. But Jeffco did do an investigation into this, as did Firefly. They found that a parent had complained back in June, and then we had the complaint from the bus driver in September. So right now there has been a requisition from the district to assign 2 air-conditioned buses. But
it did do some good.
Yeah, that has to pass the school board, and that will happen in May. So I have a note on my calendar to follow through in May.
You know why? Well, wait a minute. So it won't. They won't need them until then anyway. Okay.
Exactly.
Put a note, because then what we can do is urge people to go to that meeting if they're in that district.
Yes.
And to urge the school board. That's how it works. Thank you, Daph.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Tom.
it. All right, 303-713-TALK. Pat, what is going on in your life, Pat?
It's really a long story. I have talked to you about another case, my case. Except I met this girl at Arby's, and she needed a place to stay, and I have a really nice house, yet she smokes, drinks, and she runs around with that crowd. I didn't want that in my house. And I told her that's about 10 years ago. She calls me every day, hangs up on me. And she works at Arby's off Littleton Boulevard.
But she's not living with you anymore?
She never lived with me at all.
All right.
She came over like the house.
Oh, will you hang on? I don't want you to run out of time, Pat. Would you please hang on?
Okay.
All right, hang on, because we're going to run out of the hour. And why is it that, Suzanne, will you pick up the line, please, and get his information off the air, too? Suzanne? Is Suzanne? Just get his information off the air right now. Can you pick up that line? Line 3. I'm not hanging up on him, but I want his information. Just pick up the line. Just basically, okay, good. I wanted her to pick up the line because I don't want him to hear this, or her, or him. Why is it when there's a voice I can't tell, the name is always like that, Pat, or Aaron, or, I can't tell. So I got to discern that. And I don't want to say, okay, thanks, Suzanne. 303-713-TALK. She put it back on. All right, 303-713-8255. Okay, coming up, we're going to talk to our common men about their real estate app. We're going to talk to David Salisbury specifically about some emails we have and anything you have on your mind at 303-713-TALK.
Adults. Suzanne, I'm just joking. I wanted you to be tall.
I feel like I should stop fielding calls while we're on the air because I don't hear what you're saying.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I wanted you to pick that up and just keep the guy busy while I'm talking.
So you didn't hear.
He was making fun of him.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know when I'm on the phone.
Because you should be riding short. I never knew that. Where I was from, we never had that.
You didn't have short buses?
No,
I figured you were on a short bus.
Otherwise, we had long buses. We had so many bad people, we had the long bus.
Some short buses are so short, everybody's in the back seat because there's only one back seat.
My arms and legs, so I'll be lit.
There was a movie made called Dumb and Dumber 2, and it wasn't with the big actors. It was with these offshoots. It was in between the two, and they would ride the short bus.
This is Denver's Talk Station 630
Man, I can't figure out where I picked the week 5.
Michael Brown Afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
I cleaned up on that Steelers game. It was starting to get a little gnarly towards the end, too.
That's what Christine Ford is telling
you bet on the Steelers?
A claim of sexual assault by Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh in high school.
Brett told me I had to take off my clothes. I had a hard time because he was very inebriated.
Ford denies any chance of mistaken identity or any hidden agenda.
Is there a political motivation for your coming forward with your account of the assault
by
Brett Kavanaugh?
You know where that question's going to go.
No.
I think I did say that he found that lady attractive, pleasing, in other words, is what he said. He said, it's quote. They asked
but wasn't on.
They asked him to clarify. In other words, she's pleasing. They asked him to clarify. And he's like, yeah, she's pleasing. You know, so I'll try and find. I stay neutral on this, so I'm just trying to give you facts. But yeah,
you know what's really bad is
she's pleasing.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
But it wasn't during the committee hearing, was it?
It was off. It was an interview.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about it is they take something and they'll
twist it, of course.
How come I can't freaking pick?
The laughter. The laughter.
We have
realtors beyond.
Denver realtors?
I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, I have. Dan has to on the Denver Realty Group.
More importantly, the reason I say that is,
I need to talk to you
buyers will be on the radio.
about that.
What?
A couple of things about those guys you sent me to for sale. One says he's going to come on, and the other she wants to know how much clicks have been happening.
Yep, I'll give you all that. On who?
For the radio opportunities.
On radon.
What way do you have?
No, just on radon.
It's all about the home.
It's a way.
Okay, I'm going to do all my things.
Makes it easier.
And those are with points, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to.
Where'd you go to school?
University of Virginia.
Yeah, we love it. I honestly, the funnest part of it is
since 1807.
You have all your contact information. I'll tell you
for
what.
lovers.
I'm out of here at 1 o'clock. I got to catch a plane, so I won't have a lot of time to talk to you afterwards. So
that's me. He goes. That's me. I'm the Virginian.
So would you do me a favor and take my email and email me all of your contacts?
How far was Virginia Tech from?
It's
it's about a 3-hour drive, something like that. Yeah. Virginia Tech's, it's in the south west corner where that kind of the state kind of starts going like that.
That's the service manager.
What, me?
I got the service manager.
You can't make
you're the best.
I can't make an email.
Not like that.
Oh, it's a nice state and so much history.
Tom, that service manager, I got him now, but he's like,
well,
no,
you guys play NC State. Have you been following Virginia?
You for his gambling.
There's Williamsburg,
Jamestown,
which is one of the original. It's great for kids.
Jamestown is original, isn't it?
Monticello.
What was it? Virginia was part of the first 13 colonies.
Oh yeah, George Washington. We had
it was barely part.
The Dems wouldn't even elect him to the Supreme Court.
He was the one with the wooden teeth. He actually had wooden teeth.
All of them did back then.
Yeah.
How come Europeans still have shitty mouths? I mean, honest to God, why
are
they teach
English?
Why?
They just don't pick
Their water, no fluoride.
But is that why it is?
Is that true?
It is, sure.
I think they don't emphasize dental like you do here.
could be true.
You
know what? In grammar school here, you're right. I remember a dentist or nurse every year would come into school.
A hygienist would come.
They give you
and they give you those little red dots to show you the clock.
Oh, God, I hated those.
Do you remember those?
Yes, absolutely.
And then everybody was walking around.
You're supposed to do one before and then after and stuff to see if what was rushed.
Did you ever have a dentist where when they're done, you would go to the treasure chest and you could pick out
toys? Mark, here, it's so convoluted on my schedule. I just want you to do this. Do what? This is the list for tomorrow.
Did you ever go back there, David?
The copy will be there, but the schedule.
Well, don't block me from the schedule.
No, I won't, but it's not going to make sense to you.
I understand. I got you.
You can never go back home. It's just, I need to get out.
On 630 K.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. This hour brought to you by Fix It 24/7. I'm a consumer advocate, and we love recommending people and helping people. Fix It 24/7, an expert to your home for $39 to find any problem with plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. It doesn't matter how long it takes. If you have work done that they present to you, then they give you a $77 credit. You don't pay the $39, you get a $77 discount. Plus, you won't find better work, same products at a better value anywhere. If you don't have the work done, all you pay is $39. Very predictable, very safe, and efficient and professional. Fix It 24/7. FixMyHome.com. 303-526-3939. No, 720-526-3939. Man, I do that so much. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com. All right, so we have the service manager from Larry H. Miller. We really appreciate Chris being here because we have a complaint about it. But I want to sum this up really quickly for Chris's sake. Dan, you've been handling this, right, Deputy Dan? And I'll bring up the consumer here, Skeeter. Can you sum it up there, Dan?
Yeah, real quick and stuff. Skeeter had a problem with her 2008 Altima with the transmission. It was doing things in June.
Yeah.
And she took it to Larry H. Miller, and they couldn't recreate the problem, and there were some fluid issues.
But she took it in June.
In June.
Okay.
Right.
Well, was it under warranty at the time?
Yes.
Okay. And then what happened?
And then they couldn't recreate the problem, and then the warranty ran out August 6th.
Okay.
And at that time and stuff, she had went to the Consumer Affairs for the Nissan,
why?
and they wouldn't cover it.
Why? I mean, you said they couldn't find the problem, and her warranty ran out. You didn't tell me. Did they have another problem?
No, it's the same problem.
Did it reoccur?
It reoccurred. Correct.
Oh, it did. What was that problem, Skeeter? What's the problem?
It's that CVT issue that was under warranty.
Well, what is it? CVT is the name of the transmission.
What was the symptom?
Yeah, what was the problem?
It drops. It goes into safe mode when it overheats and drops down to 40 miles per hour.
It's called the limp mode. Okay,
you can't get that car to move, and
I
now
understand.
you're stuck in traffic.
I understand, but what causes it to go into limp mode? What is causing that? Do you know? Did anyone tell you?
Yeah, I took it to another dealer, and this is exactly what was specified under the warranty.
What?
They need to put some other product onto this transmission to resolve the issue.
What other product? Do you know?
Overheating.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is, had they found it in June and did the service bulletin, it would have been fixed, but instead you had to pay for it in October. Is that it in a nutshell?
Yeah, they're trying to make me pay for it. All they're offering now is half.
Well, hold on. Okay.
$1,100 to me.
But you're saying, had they found it, it would have been covered fully under warranty. Is that right?
Yes.
Well, okay, let's just verify all this. Hey, Chris, thank you very much. Chris, do you know what she's talking about, this service bulletin?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
And is it true that had you guys done it in June, I don't know. Like in other words, she brought it to you with some problems, and if you did a VIN search, would you have seen that there's an outstanding service bulletin?
Oh, absolutely.
And why wasn't it done then in June?
So I'm going to walk you through our process.
Thank you.
And what we found on her car.
Go ahead. Okay.
So the first step in this service bulletin, first off, we did recreate the problem.
Okay.
She actually came in with a check engine light on.
Okay.
With failure codes that are specific to this bulletin. Anytime there's a bulletin or a warranty extension, that is always the first thing that we check. Okay. There is a bulletin that is just a step-by-step process to confirm the issue with the vehicle. And the first step is to make sure the CVT fluid is not overfilled and to make sure the coolant is not measuring at a certain temperature. Does that make sense? So,
yes, of course. Keep going.
Okay. All right. Nissan basically wants us to check these things because if the transmission fluid is overfilled and the coolant is not testing correctly, it can cause the same issue.
Okay.
It can cause the transmission to go into limp mode.
Right.
It can cause it to overheat. So with her car, unfortunately, the fluid was overfilled and the coolant was testing negative 55, which is above the limit Nissan allows us to use.
So then what?
What that typically means is that the coolant wasn't diluted properly.
So you guys assume that possibly this was causing the limp mode?
Well, basically, per the bulletin, if that's what we find, we are to stop at that point and correct the issues with the fluid.
Okay, gotcha. You did exactly what the service bulletin said.
Now, this is where it gets a little bit frustrating.
Okay.
So, Skeeter, the customer, has a local repair shop that she typically gets her car serviced at.
Yeah.
She wanted to take it back to them to have them correct these issues, which is completely understandable.
Yeah.
I actually talked to the other shop over the phone and explained why we're having problems, and they agreed to make the fluid corrections.
You mean in October?
No. So this is back in June.
Oh, in June. They offered to make it, they offered to do the service bulletin, the complete service bulletin.
No, sir. They offered to correct the fluids so we could confirm that the fluids were either the issue or not the issue.
I got it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But why couldn't you guys correct the fluids?
Well, we could, but there's a cost involved in correcting the fluids.
Okay.
Okay. And this shop was going to do the fluids at no cost to her.
Gotcha. All right. I got it.
So she picked the car up, took it to the other shop. They made the fluid corrections, and then she brought the car back to us so we could test it and confirm whether it's fixed or not.
Okay.
We found the fluids to be exactly the same.
They never removed the fluid.
So transmission fluid is overfilled.
Right.
I'll tell you, it is extremely difficult to adjust the transmission fluid on a CVT.
Okay.
It has to be.
So then, what? Well, okay. So what happened then? Just keep going though. This is.
All right, man. So I'll keep going.
Yeah.
So at that point, because of the situation, I agreed to go ahead and just pay for the fluids.
Okay.
I mean, the goal here is to get this thing covered under warranty and get the repair done. I get paid good for it, right? That's our
exactly.
That's our process.
Then what happened?
So we went ahead and corrected the fluid level. I did a full flush on the coolant system. We drove the vehicle. Let me look this up real quick.
You don't have to. Just really, it's
133 miles.
It's not that technical. I don't need that much detail. Then what?
All right, that's great. We drove it 133 miles without a problem.
Okay, then what?
At that point, Skeeter came and picked the vehicle up. That correcting the fluids on this vehicle fixed your problem.
Okay.
There's also a chance that you could still have an issue. We don't know.
But you did what the service bulletin said, and I understand, because the service bulletin would not allow you to do repairs if the fluids corrected the situation. So then, so ultimately then, that's where you left it with her, and then she went and took it to another shop, or what?
So from there, I'm not exactly sure.
We are then, but then Deputy Dan. After that, that is when she had a problem in October.
No, not a problem in October, September. Or August.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Whenever. It was after it was out of warranty.
Correct.
In August.
Correct.
Okay. So in August then, Skeeter, if you could help me here, when you had that problem in August.
It was in July, Dan. Sorry, Tom.
All right. I don't care when it was. It was after the warranty expired. When you had the problem.
No, it wasn't. If you will listen, please. When he told me he thought that fixed it, we took the car on a test drive, and we had the problem 2 more times going out, decided to turn around. We called him that day and told him we were still having the problem. This was in July.
Okay. Dan didn't tell me that. He said you didn't have a problem until the warranty expired.
No, we had the problem in July, and I called Chris.
And what did Chris say?
He returned my calls. He closed the RO out.
Okay. So you're saying that was not the last he heard from you.
Right.
You called him right away.
I called him several times.
Okay. Well, Chris, I guess that this is going to be a he said, she said, but I appreciate you.
Right. Yeah.
You don't recall her. You don't recall her calling. This is getting
No, so the last time me and her spoke is when she picked her car up.
You're lying, Chris. I left you several messages. That's why I called Consumer Affairs to report you.
All right, okay. So then that's when you went, Skeeter, you went somewhere else.
Yes.
And that's where, did you go to another dealer to get it done under warranty?
I did. Sarah at Consumer...
Okay, when you went to the other dealer, they could not do it under warranty? Why?
Right, at that point, when this finally got resolved and she told me to take it to another dealer, not resolved, but take it to a different dealer since Chris wasn't going to respond.
Right, then what? Then what?
Then he ran their own diagnostics, and they found exactly what my mechanic
Then why didn't they fix it under warranty? Why didn't they fix it under warranty?
At that point, because this has been going on since June, and
I understand, but you clearly had it in there while it was under warranty, and you clearly experienced more problems.
Yes.
Before the warranty expired.
Yes.
So I don't understand. I just don't understand why the manufacturer is not covering. This is not a Larry H. Miller problem. This is not the other dealer's problem. This is a manufacturer's problem.
Wait a minute. At some point, I listened to someone say it was the wrong fluid in there, right?
No, it wasn't wrong, Mark. It was
never the wrong fluid.
It was overfilled,
No, when they told us that it was the fluid and I took it back to my mechanic, he ran all the testing on it, testing the fluids, took pictures.
Mark, what it is, it's a fluid. I really don't want to dissect. It's a fluid level that could have caused the problem, but when you do the complete service bulletin, you put in another fluid. But that did not. What Larry H. Miller said, they didn't find the problem. Okay, they said it was running fine, and when you drove it, and you found the problem again, it was after the warranty went out. You did find the problem in July. I understand. But in July, what I don't understand is before the warranty was up and Larry H. Miller would not address it again, why didn't you go to another dealer then before the warranty was up?
That's when I was talking to Nissan Consumer Affairs because I wanted to...
And they have notes of you talking to them. Then why won't Nissan take care of this?
Because she got nasty with them.
Problem.
What? Because she got nasty with them? What do you mean?
That's what I heard. She got ugly with them.
Well, so what? I mean, okay, she shouldn't get nasty, but that doesn't matter. Nissan should live up to their freaking warranty.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't understand, guys. Why isn't Nissan at least admitting, wait a minute, she had a problem and we didn't fix it?
See, I heard something different. I don't know why we didn't hear the same thing. I heard the dilution of the antifreeze was wrong, and that's why this thing was overheating.
Chris, hold on, just wait a second. You know, at the risk of losing all of my audience, Mark said he heard something about the antifreeze. Chris, did he?
It was an antifreeze.
Chris, did he? Did he hear that, Chris?
He did. So it was an issue with the coolant dilution.
Yes.
And the transmission fluid.
And if both were causing the problem, you corrected that in order to see that it corrected it, right?
Correct.
That's the point I'm making, Mark. They did that. They took care of the obvious things. The service.
My question was, if the dilution was wrong and it was overfilled because a different shop did it, did they cause the damage to it? That's what I'm saying.
Mark, it doesn't cause damage. It causes those symptoms. It's a symptom, Mark. It's the thing that just keeps reoccurring. It's a symptom. And by taking away those things, the symptoms go away. And then it tells you don't have to go further. But the fact is, the symptoms did go away a little while, and Skeeter could not get their attention when they came back. Here's the bottom line, man. Nissan, I think, should be on the hook, whether you like Skeeter's approach or not. I don't know why. Do you agree, Dan? Do you agree?
Right. If she could have brought it to another dealer before the warranty, yeah, absolutely.
Well, okay. Why didn't you bring it to another dealer in July then, right before the warranty expired? Why? After Larry H. Miller and before the warranty expired, why didn't you bring it to another dealer?
I was dealing with Consumer Affairs.
And what were they telling you to do?
They didn't tell me to do that. They just said, you need to keep working it out with Chris. I kept calling Chris. He wasn't responding.
Okay, you know what? I believe her. I believe her.
She finally
So you're saying, Dan, because they strung her along, screw her. Is that what you're saying, Dan?
No, I didn't say that at all.
What are you saying then? You're saying, had she contacted him? She's been talking to Consumer Affairs. I think Skeeter should be helped, whether you like her approach or not. I don't blame her for being frustrated, and I think Nissan sucks. And you know what, Larry H. Miller, you guys ought to think, you know what? Skeeter just might be a Nissan buyer if we take care of her. And any other freaking Nissan dealer should be thinking that if you didn't have rocks in your head. I'm not saying you're bad guys. I'm saying you're morons because you don't see the opportunity to make a customer loyal. And it sucks. It sucks for all of you. If you're a Nissan dealer, you look at these facts, and even if it costs you a little money, get the damn thing done. I cannot believe this crap that Nissan and Nissan dealers would put a consumer through. And it tells me to stay away from those products. They suck. There, I said it. We have more coming up. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Listen. I talked about two things people had additional questions about. That Become the Banker seminar is tonight, but they have regular ones, and they can do the private webinar. So what you need to do, it's 779-6600, 303-779-6600, or go to becomethebanker.info. The other one was the website for Cam Solar. It's gocamsolar.com. If you put the / and Troubleshooter after that, a form will come up where you fill out and they give you a free analysis of the energy your lot will produce, your house, with solar over the next 20 years. That's gocamsolar.com/troubleshooter. Enough said. We got more coming right up.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
They fucked her.
But she needs a transmission.
And that's what I wish you would let Chris tell about what happened in July there.
He said she never fucking contacted him again. He said once she picked up her car, that was the last he heard from her. That's what he said. And so she called Nissan and said, Chris is not calling me back. And then guess what? The warranty expires. So this poor woman was stonewalled long enough to not have a warranty.
And I think you should let Chris talk.
Chris said he never... Tom, did he say that? Did he say that? Did he say the last time I heard from her is when she picked up her car? Did he say that or not? He said exactly that. He said exactly that. Hold on. Hey, Chris, are you there?
I see it different, though.
Are you saying, I just want, because someone, it doesn't think you said this. Didn't you say the very last time that you heard from her was when she picked up her car? 100%. You want to talk to him?
No,
okay, thank you very much. She said she called him over. No, then tell me what she did wrong.
Why did you listen to
what did she do wrong?
No, as far as after that and stuff, what did Chris say?
Chris said the last time he heard from her is when she picked up her car. She said she called it repeatedly.
Right, so why didn't he...
Why am I believing her and not him? Okay, I see what you're saying.
No.
I'll tell you why. Because she said she also called Nissan, and they admit they have a record of her call. They admit it.
They probably do. What I'm saying is, and you said that before, he has no bone in this thing. He doesn't have, they make money if they fix it.
But it doesn't mean that he wanted to deal with her.
Listen, if someone, listen, this is why I don't understand what you're saying. If someone puts the wrong fluid in there, a different shop altogether.
It wasn't wrong fluid. It was overfilled.
If it's not diluted properly, it's causing that problem.
Right.
Okay? Right. That might have ultimately also caused all the overheating and caused it to burn up.
No, listen.
He never told me
the service bulletin was to relieve symptoms. Right. That's not what caused the damage. There is no damage. It just goes into limp mode, so it won't damage. Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK. Frank Duran, the realestateman.com, is our guy for buying and selling real estate. You will never do better. You'll think you're his only customer. 303-920-1622. But, okay, so you're a real estate guy. You sell a lot of real estate. I got these two common men who said, Tom, we got a product for the real estate industry. Guys, I don't know how much you want to talk about this because some of it's proprietary, but I don't care. This is Hunter Owens and Patrick Loriente, and they developed an app called Show. And can you talk about it? Because you already did it, and it's there, so we can prove first use. So if somebody tries to copy you, we're going to go after them. But what can you tell me about this app? I want to know if real estate people listening would use it. What is it? One of you, which one? Yeah, so you got to turn your mic on there, bro. Go.
Thanks for having us, Tom.
Yeah.
So the easiest way to describe this, I like to just tell a personal story of mine and
okay.
the pain
Go
point
ahead.
I had in my business. So I'm a real estate agent.
Yeah.
I love my clients, right? So Sunday night, I had a birthday party that I was going to with my wife. Already told them we're going.
Yeah.
And my client needed to get in the house. So I love my clients. They come first. I got to be there.
So you thinking, I don't want to leave this party, but I have to leave them in order to go to the showing.
To serve my client.
Right.
Exactly, because that's my priority. So house is in the mountains, right?
Yeah.
Hour, 30-minute drive up, 30-minute showing, hour, 30-minute drive back on a Sunday night, right? And so I'm driving up there.
That's 3.5 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And a missed birthday party, right?
Right.
But I got to serve my clients. So, I was driving on my way up there saying what I would have done to just pay another agent to go open the door for them.
Yeah, like I'm just going to pay you to go show a house.
Yeah, exactly.
And by the way, that's not unheard of because Hunter said he used to show houses for pay because you're a real estate agent.
Correct,
right?
Tom, yeah.
And your guy said, your broker in charge said, hey, I'm busy. Can you do some of these showings for me?
Yes, so when I first started my business, I wasn't selling homes in the first 3 months, so I needed to show homes.
Right.
So he asked me to show homes for him full time. Had a great business there, so I was making good money, and I was able to facilitate my my time with him.
Now, we're not talking about, if you're a real estate agent, just making money showing houses, like $50, $100 a showing, because you want to sell houses. But what this is a app that so people who are in real estate can pick those showings up on the side. Explain it, either one of you.
Yeah, so Tom, basically it shares a concept with the ride-sharing app platform. So it's B2B. So just like
so, if a real estate broker has a showing and he can't be there, or he doesn't want to be there because he has 3 or 4 showings, then what?
Then he's able to submit the showing on the app, and then it hails and pings out to other realtors, and they're able to accept the showing.
So one guy might say, wait a minute, I want to do this showing for Hunter, he's going to pay me, and he accepts it. And then you can see the guy going to that appointment.
Yep, I can see him, I can see his name, track, all that
and
stuff.
And the consumer and everything.
Yep.
And so you know the time they hook up, and the time they leave.
Yep, it's all live tracked. You just got to think of the ride-sharing platform. Check in, clock out, all that stuff.
What is this app called, guys?
Show.
Okay, listen. I think it's a brilliant idea, and they're already there. They just need to tweak things. Now, we do incubation here of ideas and all of that. That's why they're here. They heard me say that one time. This is called Show. I want people, when they go live, they can't download it now, can they?
We're in beta testing right now.
But can they download the beta or not? You rather they don't?
Yeah, we rather they don't.
Okay, but I want to give out some information in case anyone is interested in giving them feedback, or you might be interested in helping them launch or become an investor or maybe even a mentor. They're looking for all kinds of help and advice, and I'm even considering. But here's the deal I want to also do. I'd like to know if you are in real estate right now, would you use this? Okay, now think about this. You got multiple listings, and you're scheduling showings all the time. What if you could put those showings in this app and hail pre-approved agents, people who are only licensed agents in the state of Colorado, to go out and show your home, and it's all controlled on the app? Would you use it? I want to talk to real estate people. Meanwhile, I'm going to give out their contact, whatever they tell me they're willing to give out. I'm going to give out some contact information. If you're an investor or a marketer, or maybe you're a genius and can help them out, seriously, anybody, they're looking for all kinds of input.
And I want to know if people that are licensed real estate would do it.
That's what I know.
Not just use it, but actually do the other side to it.
So if you're an agent, would you pick up a listing here and there and get paid $50, $60, whatever? Would you do it, for a 15-minute or half-hour showing? If you were in the area, would you pick that up and do it for the person? Let me know. Either way, whether you would do the showings for someone else as a favor, plus you get paid, or if you're a broker, would you use this app? I'm really doing a feasibility study. Eric has a comment on Nissan Consumer Affairs, which I thought was just crazy. Go ahead. What do you think?
Hey, Tom. So I have a 2015 Nissan pickup. My tailgate is rusting out. And Nissan has a 5-year, 100,000-mile corrosion warranty. Nissan Consumer Affairs will not warrant replacing my tailgate, because even though I am within the 100,000 miles, I am outside the 36,000-mile basic warranty.
Well, I don't even. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I have 2 different dealers who agree the tailgate should be replaced.
Well, then why do they even bother saying 100,000 miles if it's really a 3-year, 36,000 mile?
Well, exactly.
How is it worded? No, Eric, that makes no sense to me. I almost don't believe you. How is it worded?
So what the warranty is 3 years, 36,000 miles is the basic warranty for it covers everything.
Right.
The corrosion warranty is 5 years, 100,000 mile corrosion warranty if it's rusting from the inside out.
I understand, and that's all.
What my tailgate is doing.
But they say it's not covered because it's not under the factory warranty.
They said they will not cover it.
I understand. You said it. Am I? But what's the catch? I mean, did you say to them? Wait, your corrosion warranty doesn't say that.
Exactly.
And what do they? Hold on. And what did they say?
The girl said, "I'm just passing along."
All right. Here's what I would do, Eric, and I know what Mark would do. I would get an estimate on how much it would cost to fix that or replace it. I'm serious now. And then what year is this?
15.
I would then sue them in small claims court in the state of Colorado. I absolutely would do it.
Yeah, I might have to do it.
Eric, please, if you do, would you call us? We'd like to help through the process. We're not going to give you the legal advice, but we want to help you with the other stuff. No, seriously, man, wouldn't this be cool as a test case? If what you're telling us is true, it makes no sense. They have a 5-year corrosion guarantee, but they say you fall out of the 3 years, so they're not going to cover it. That makes absolutely zero sense, and any judge would see that. In fact, Mark doesn't believe it. And neither do I, Eric, because I think you're is there something we're not hearing? Because you know we're going to find out.
Like you're not the first owner or something.
Is there
I'm the original owner of the truck. I bought it brand new August 29th.
Did the woman who told you this acknowledge it did not make sense?
Yes.
Okay, Eric, come on, man.
Larry H. Miller on 104th is the dealer who took all the pictures, submitted everything for me, and they agree with me that it should be replaced. But their hands are tied.
Man, I think we found...
Nissan will not cover it.
We found Nissan sucks. Nissan sucks. Eric, I swear to God, this is weird. Would you please pursue this in small claims court? I want you to get an estimate.
I want to see the warranty. Can you send us the warranty?
Yeah. Suzanne, have them send us stuff, okay? There's something that we're not hearing. Okay, I want to give out contact information for these young men. And the app is called what?
Show.
Now remember, this is for professional real estate people who are showing their properties that they either have for sale or they're looking at for a buyer. And it's a way for them to find someone to help them who is licensed. And this app puts them together. So the broker goes on the app and says, I need somebody to do this showing this time and date. Then it goes out to pre-approved licensed agents. The agent says, I'll do that one. Boom. And you're married. And the app keeps track of it. So your customer is served. You're freed up for other stuff. And that other person picks up a few bucks. I'd like to know if you're a broker, would you use it? If you're a real estate agent, would you consider going out and doing some showings for a few bucks here and there in between your other jobs? And again, it's not asking you to give up your practice. It's just saying, hey, this is some fill-in work. You know, people use Uber and Lyft as fill-in work. They don't give up their careers. Okay, I want to know that. And I also want to know if you're an investor, an angel maybe, some kind of mentor, you can help these guys out. What is the best contact to give them, guys?
Yeah, so two things. We have our website, which is www.showingassistance.com. Not assistant, assistance.
With a CE. Showingassistance.com. That should be it all, right? Can they contact you from there?
Yeah, so you could enter your email in. We'll get that captured, and then we'll get you info.
Showingassistance.com.
Yeah, and then for investors, we probably would like to keep it a little bit more personal, so we have our emails that we could give out.
Give an email that you don't mind giving out.
Okay, so my personal one is...
You want to give out your personal email?
Yeah, so it's personal
He's
for
a
the
realtor,
company.
it's public.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's Pat Lorienti.
Oh, my God. Why do you have to name like that? Okay, Pat Lorienti.
Your mine's a little easier.
I'll give you an easy one.
Give an easier one.
Patrick@showingassistance.com.
That's what we need.
There you go.
Patrick at Showing Assistance with a CE, showingassistance.com. That's Patrick at showingassistance.com. troubleshooter.com. Okay, we have more coming up. One Clear Choice Garage Doors is the only place you should call if you have a problem with the garage door. Maybe a broken spring, it doesn't open, you don't know what's going on. Or you want to get a new one with Wi-Fi capability, battery backup. You can get them for just starting at $333 at this place, and it's a great place. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Chappie runs it like the military. What a good guy he is. That's One Clear Choice Garage Doors. The website is OneClearChoiceDoors.com. 303-565-6409.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station with Ross Kaminsky Mornings, Michael Brown.
I looked up Nissan corrosion.
Here's a booklet.
Yeah, I gotta get the booklet. Page 66.
Thank you very much.
Where is it?
You don't recall Century RV, do you guys? Dan, Deputy Dan, do you recall Century RV?
No.
Did I call?
No. Okay.
Where is it?
And Bed Bath Beyond stock plunging to its lowest level in
If this is at the...
Your name is
I just emailed you two for these guys. There's a realtor who emailed us, Tom, who says there's already an app out there that does it. So maybe you want to look
They
at that.
probably research that. Yeah, I know all of our guys.
Yep.
Oh, okay, you know.
We're still an app. There's a website
Okay.
that does a similar concept.
Yeah.
That's it. There was
I don't want to give it away.
yeah, thank you.
I mean, there's no reason. There's nothing that's.
I thought he mentioned something about it was from the inside out or the outside.
Where does it even?
Mark,
where do you see it?
it's Mark
I don't see
Deputy
anything
Dan.
here.
He's going to look for a way to screw the fucking consumer.
No, I don't see anything in the warranty.
No, but
I agree with you. That doesn't make
where
any
does it
sense.
even talk about? You know why it doesn't make sense, Dan? Because it didn't happen the way he said it. It was never done. Oh, this looks good. Is it? Yeah, I know. I have one. Let me see. Where is it?
And that says that is only warranty from the very first page.
What is it? The first retail purchase.
And here it says like panels.
The original owner.
Does tailgate the same as panels?
Nissan will either repair or replace the genuine Nissan outer sheet metal panels you install or have installed on your Nissan vehicle should the purchase panels develop inside out rut.
Which
develop inside out.
Inside out. How can it ever be? How can anything be inside out, Mark? Everything is from outside. I mean, what is inside out?
Unless they got stuff in there. And
during the manufacturing process. During the manufacturing process. What, Mark, have you ever, back east, does anything ever rot from the inside out? No, it's all sealed. You see like door panels, the rubber plugs.
But if you get fluid in there and those holes are plugged, those drain holes are plugged, then it could go from the inside out.
No, they have to.
If the holes are plugged.
Yeah, that could happen, but I don't know.
No, it says something about that. But you're right. That's what he had mentioned. That's the first time.
Are there drain plugs on the door?
On the door there is.
Literally.
Yeah. No, the drain plug.
They're not meant to be just yanked out by the consumer, though. Like you.
No.
They're open. So if you get water from down the windshield, the windshield drips out there.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's interesting.
But he mentioned something like that because the inside out.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're saying.
Hey guys, we're back.
Right.
CentryRV.com if you're looking for a new or used RV. Century RV, CENTURY, CentryRV.com up north at 119 turnoff to Longmont and I-25 along Frontage Road. They have new and used, and they have a service department up there. Then they have an indoor climate-controlled showroom in Lakewood, just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's, 303-453-1111, CentryRV.com. What's going on with Ann? Ann, what's happening? Ann?
I just wanted... I'm here. Can
yes,
you hear me?
I can hear you fine. What's happening?
I have a question.
Okay.
I am getting my basement remodeled. It's a 1946 year to build. I have 3 estimates from the contractors. My question is this. All of them want like $10,000 to $25,000 down.
Yeah.
Cash, like a check.
I wouldn't do it.
Everything. Thank you.
I would do... now, here's how I would do it. I would do a fair amount if their plans were submitted and a date for start, okay? Or if materials are delivered, or work begins. That's the only time. And I would love to have the credit card option if they take credit cards. But if they want simply a cash for nothing, I would not do it. And that includes even people on my referral list. Now, why? Now, people might say, Tom, why are they on your referral list if they don't abide by that? Because I can't tell them how to run their business. As long as they're not, I can't assume because they're taking money down, they're cheating people, because the people on my referral list won't cheat people. But what I'm saying is, me as a consumer, I would only put a down payment down first by credit card, or I don't mind paying if materials are delivered to my site, if work begins, or if plans are submitted with my address in all specifications and a work start date has been established. Those are the only conditions. I don't give money down just to sign my name.
Okay.
Now, who are you going with? Did you go to our referral list?
No, I used the referral list before for a kitchen a couple of years ago.
I hope that experience was good, because I heard a little hesitation in your voice. Did you have a good experience?
No.
Why didn't you call me? No, seriously, Ann.
We did. I did.
Did we take care? No. Okay.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
And the guy retired, so I'm not. That I just decided to go with. I have 3. I haven't decided, but they're all asking the same thing, and I thought I don't get paid for my work ahead of. Before I start. So
well, you heard what I would do, and honest to God, Ann, really, please, and we do take care of problems. We don't have that many, but we do take care of them. And I would go to the referral list, because that's the one I know I can have some leverage with. Every once in a while, I don't know, we get a guy that we might have had, in my whole history, 3 real bad guys that as soon as we found out, we stopped. But, they slipped through somehow. Maybe 3 in my almost 40 years here. Well, the referral list, though, hasn't been the full 40 years. The referral list might have been the last 25, 28 years. I think we saw Mark.
She should call Genesis up. Call Mark Szymanski over at Genesis. Get another bid. Get a 4th bid. See what he'll do on the down payment.
Yeah, 303-713-TALK. Guys, have you looked at intellectual property and getting this thing protected? Mark Trenner is the guy we recommend. Did you?
Yes, we did get. My patent guy has given us a quote for everything. It's just it's a lengthy and expensive process to get your source code patent.
Do me a favor, and I'm not saying you don't go with your guy. Get a second opinion from Mark Trenner. Trenner is a sole practitioner. He's a great guy. That means, and he's not on 17th Street. He actually works out of his home, but he gives you his cell phone number and has personal meetings with you. 720-221-3708. That's Trenner Law. Okay, who should I take, Suzanne, you said?
Line 4, Glenn.
Oh, okay. Glenn, what's happening? Hello, Glenn.
Yeah, I just wanted to chime in a little bit on that app.
Yeah.
So if I'm out driving around and I get pinged that they need to see this house and I happen to show it to them, are they going to have anything there that would prevent me to sign those particular buyers up with the buyer's agency agreement, or is it just a one-time shot?
Well, I think they're already signed up when you show the house.
Yeah, so to answer your question, great question. We have procuring cause waivers when you sign up with the app in terms of use, so you're pretty much giving away, if you're that showing agent, you're giving away your rights to that buyer with that procuring cause waiver, so you're not going to be signing anything away. You're simply opening a door.
Okay, gotcha. So it's got to be worth my time. I'm just my 2 cents worth. It would have to be worth my time.
Of course.
For a half hour or whatever, if there's not that carrot being dangled out there. So.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
Okay. And that's the exact. And is that worth your time? I'm curious. What's your feedback on it?
Are you in the business?
Yes. Okay. I didn't catch the whole conversation. Just
all right. Here's what I want to add. I'm going to give you a scenario. You're a broker. You're busy. You got some showings. You can put the showings on here and request someone to assist you. Then qualified people who have been already screened, they say, oh, I'll do that showing, and they click it. Then you and that shower are connected along with the consumer. Well, the consumer's not connected, but you know who the consumer is, and you track it on the app. You know when they start and when they stop, and then you submit a fee online to the app, and the app distributes the fee to the guy. It's all done ACH. Would you use that as a broker?
Sure.
Now,
and
if you're
looking at it from the other side of, if I'm
right
in a parking lot,
if you're driving around, that's right,
I'm close.
And you get a request, would you go out and look at the house for them? Do the showing.
And then it comes down to how much the payment would be.
Okay, so let's say how much. Let's say an average payment would be for like a 15 half-hour listing would be how much?
I mean, it's based on an hourly rate, so it's $30 to $35, and then we have emergency showings. So if you're driving around, there's a higher
rate. So would
rate.
you do it for $35?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm right there.
That's what I'm thinking. If you're not that far, that's how Uber and Lyft works. You know, you don't have to take it, but you might. All right, any other questions? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Andrea, what's happening?
Well, Tom, the first thing I'm going to tell you is I'm having a pre-purchase inspection on a vehicle today, and I'm sitting outside Honest Accurate Auto, so I'm using your referral list.
You will absolutely love them. Honest to goodness, and thank you for protecting yourself. What's going on with you?
It's my last day at my job today, and I have been told that I need to sign a non-compete agreement, and my paychecks are being held.
Now, wait a minute, Andrea. This was never, ever, ever presented to you as a condition of employment?
No.
Well, how the hell? They can't hold your pay if you don't sign that.
Well, that's what he's kind of insinuated to me.
Well, you know what? You can tell him, hey, bud, if you hold back my pay because I won't sign this, then you and I are going to court, and I'm going to sue for triple the amount.
Are you a W-2 employee?
Well, this is the rub. Now I am a W-2 employee. When he first had me sign one non-compete agreement, which was about 2.5, 3 years ago, and that was also after I'd started working for him, I was a 1099. And the rub is that...
First of all, he can't do a 1099 with a... Listen, if he does... a non-compete with a 1099, the jerk is saying you're an employee. It is the thing that will convict him, and you can go back and get payroll taxes. I mean, this guy is an idiot.
I think so too.
But he's not even pressing that issue. Let's not go on the past. Right now, bottom line is this. If he thinks he's holding your pay, now if you're a W-2 and he's holding it, you can sue for triple the amount. David Salisbury, he can't make demands after the fact, can he?
No, not at all. And basically there's no consideration, meaning there's nothing that he's giving her in exchange in addition to normal compensation. And the compensation has already been earned, so she's not getting anything beyond what she's already earned.
And it shouldn't matter what happened before. It would
not be enforceable in a court of law.
Thank you. I think that's what I need to know.
And you should just tell him.
Yeah, what
tell
you
him
should
he
do is
spoke
call
to
the
an
labor
attorney.
board.
And tell him he's going to tell him what Tom said. Treble damages.
Yeah, you know what? Here's what's great. The Labor Department in this state really, honest to God, investigates complaints. I love them. I mean, you very seldom get state and government agencies that work. And these guys do. I really like the idea that they will go out, even something that appears to be meritless, they'll go out and at least look at it, or at least investigate by letter or inquiry of other kinds. I'm Tom Martino. Wow, we have Approval Reverse Mortgage as a client. They can help so many seniors who have a paid-off home and want to live on the equity, but it's not for everyone. It can eat up equity because it's accrues. You don't make payments. But it's great to have an emergency line of credit, then it eats up nothing. Or it's great to have a lump sum, and then you're done with it. Or you have monthly payments. You know, some people get it just so they don't have a paid-off asset in their name. Because people who do a property search, it shows a lien, substantial lien, even if you haven't drawn a dime. That's ApprovalReverse.com to give you information. They'll never recommend it if it's not right for you. That's ApprovalReverse.com, and you look for Joan Sullivan or one of her team, and you won't go wrong with ApprovalReverse.com, 303-771-3528.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
We have a new crash
causing delays on I-25 north at Bellevue. It's blocking the left lane with stopping.
Is that worth $35? I can't believe if I was a realtor, I would do it for $35.
You know the saying, 90% of the work is done by 10% of the agents. It's more like 95% of the work is done by 5% of the agents. There's just so many people who don't sell a home in the first 2 years of their life.
Yeah. So this is where they get to look at the house.
They get to
make a little bit
in their
of
industry.
Exactly. Mark made a good point. So you have to think.
Mark never makes a good point.
There's around 40,000 agents, right? So you
in
have
Colorado,
a lot of agents trying to build their business to have part-time jobs. Where are you going to find a $35 an hour?
Stay-at-home mom. How many 60% of realtors
that part, let's say, I was really thinking of a busy agent, but you're right and stuff.
Yeah.
You get to see the house, you get to, let's say, practice your trade.
Yeah, exactly. You're in your industry.
I guess if the guy's an ass, but then you get it.
It's just like Uber. I mean, how can you ensure the riders? The guy killed him. he had no prior background. It's the same thing. We're doing everything we possibly can. These realtors still hold their licenses, even if they're just showing agents. They still hold their licenses with the CBI and everything.
Right, I say a brand new guy starting out.
Yeah. And even even for guys like me and Pat, we have extra time when we're in areas where we're showing. I live in Littleton. I show a lot of homes up north, and I'm in that area. I don't mind picking up a couple showings if it's nearby.
You may not get, you can't get that person as a client.
Yeah.
However, they might go, I really like this guy. Give me a card. I've got a friend who wants
Exactly.
There's all sorts of soft ways that you can go.
And you see the house, so you get.
Which could also scare people, though.
It could. And we're exploring all those options. There's also avenues for investors, for commercial, for leasing. Like my parents own a lot of land, a lot of property, and they have to show every single time a tenant wants to see a property when it's considered for rent.
You know what we could do?
So,
you get your realtor license. I'll list my house with you. We'll have Tom call and want to see it every hour on the hour, and I'll show up and show it. It's $35.
Yeah, there you go.
No, is it $35 per hour or 35?
Yes.
So
Up to an hour.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303.
713-TALK, 303-713-8255. David Salisbury, when he's not here, he's on my referral list all the time at referralist.com. David Salisbury, S-A-L-S-B-U-R-Y. He's also at 720-493-3911. And when I get comments about, and positive comments about referral list members, he's always at the top of the list for the free information he gives out on the phone. I mean, his phone must ring off the hook from people on the referral list. Okay, so hold on. I'm sorry. Sarah, don't hang up. Ernie, go ahead, Ernie. What's going on?
Okay, my daughter recently passed away, and she left us with his condo, but she had no will, nothing. So
Ernie?
I guess I'm going to have to go through some kind of...
Ernie, when did this happen, sir?
She passed away the 28th of August.
Okay, and was she married?
No.
Does she have children?
No.
Okay, so David, she has no will. And how old was she? I'm just curious.
54.
What happened?
She was battling diabetes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, so what's going on, David?
So, Ernie, since there wasn't a will and she doesn't have a husband, she doesn't have kids, you and your wife, the mother and father, automatically will get everything. But in order to transfer that condo, you're going to need to open a probate so that you can transfer it from her estate to your names. So if you want to give me a call off air, I'd be glad to talk to you about it. 720-493-3911.
David, wouldn't the same go for bank accounts and other stuff too, right?
Absolutely. Whatever she owned, will belong to you, but you're going to have to go through a probate to get it done.
And Ernie, David will give you one price. He doesn't charge by the hour. He'll talk to you and say, hey, it's going to be this much, and it's the best deal out there.
Yeah, because I'm looking at a lot of issues that I'm facing. Like I recently had to pay for her funeral, and then even myself here, I need a new roof on my house because of the hail damage. So I'm facing a lot of different things that gosh, it's just overwhelming.
Well, if you get the property in your name and you have to sell it to get some money, you can do that.
Yes.
And David can help. Okay, so give him a call. All right, what's going on with Sarah? Hello, Sarah.
Hi, how are you?
What's going on? I'm doing good. And you were suspended, not fired?
I was suspended.
What does that mean, suspended, to them? What does that mean?
I was not allowed to have any work relations at all. They actually changed my password on my email. Wasn't able to check email.
For how long are you suspended? Suspended sounds different than firing to me. Is there a time limit?
Yes, it was supposed to be when they actually gave me the disciplinary action. It was 5 days without pay, and then the following Friday I got a phone call saying we're actually not paying you for 7 days.
Okay. And what was the violation they claimed?
I took a day off without turning in my PTO. I'm a sales rep, mind you.
Now, is this a 1099 sales rep or a W-2?
I'm a W-2.
Okay. Well, they have a right to do what they're doing.
Okay, well, I just wasn't sure because I was
unless do they violate some kind of an agreement you have? I don't know.
Well, there's just nothing in the employee handbook that states
that this can be a form of disciplinary action. I haven't been formally written up as of yet. It's been 2 weeks since the occurrence. You know, it's just, I don't know. As
file for unemployment.
Right, and how do you determine whether you're an exempt employee?
Well, hold on. It's only 7 days, Mark.
Well, I thought they just said they extended it more.
No, to 7.
Well, no, it was 5 originally, and then after 5 days off, I got a phone call saying, "Oh, by the way,
7 days.
It's 7 days without pay." Although I only did not work for 5 of those days.
I think she could go back retro.
Wait. What do you mean you only did not work 5 of those days? So they put you back to work after 5 days and are not paying you for 7?
Exactly.
Whoa. No, you didn't. I didn't hear that. So when did you go, how did they do that? They said, we're extending it to 7. Then why did you go back to work after 5?
They just told me it was 7 days without pay. I was supposed to return to work the following Monday, and that's what I did.
Okay, well then that's 7 days.
No, I worked the week prior. When I came back from vacation, they suspended me on that Friday. On the following Monday, I was not allowed to come to work from Monday through Friday.
That's 5 days, right?
That's 5 days. Then on that Friday, they said, "Oh, you're being unpaid for 7 days, not 5."
So that would make the following Monday and Tuesday.
But I returned on that Monday.
Well, you shouldn't have. I mean, why did you?
Because they told me I had to.
But, okay, it doesn't make sense, Sarah. Did you ask them? Did you say, you suspended me for 7 days, yet you required me to come back in 5 days? Did you ask that straight question?
No, I just
Okay, well, wouldn't that be obvious? Wouldn't that be the first thing to do with HR? Honest to goodness, not trying to give you a hard time. Here's what I would do. Listen, we have a little bit of a discrepancy. That's it. You suspended me for 7 days. But you told me I had to come back after 5 days. Then see what they say.
Even so, if she did work those 2 days, they're still going to have to pay her regardless.
They're going to have to pay you. Do you think they may deny extending you the extra 2 days?
No, like I said, I haven't. Nothing's been given to me in writing, so I'm just very unclear about all of it.
And that's why you should ask them. And as Mark said, this is very important. You will get paid for what you worked. So no matter what, listen, I would start there with that very simple, basic, straightforward question. And take notes. Who you talk to, when you talk to them, and what they said to that question. Okay? How they responded. Okay, guys, let's talk again to Hunter Owens, Patrick Larienti about Show, the app for real estate brokers and agents, people who want to get people to help them show properties, and for those maybe idle for the moment, may pick up a showing. What do you think your biggest barrier to entry will be? Have you given it a thought, guys?
You know, I think it's going to be about getting credibility within our industry.
Just letting people know you're there and it works.
Yep. So that's the big 2 things, right? People knowing about it, and then 2, just, building the credibility in what we're doing with our culture. I think will complement that very well.
Yeah. And the good news is that in the industry, people are licensed, so they're already kind of vetted a bit, right?
Yep, absolutely. Everyone that comes through is a vetted agent.
Right. And you verify that? They have to put in their number, or how do they do that?
Yeah, so essentially how our app works, they put in their license ID, so then from there, we vet them with a regulatory agency.
Okay.
And so it's a pretty simple process, and is very smooth for the users.
And then they log in when the showing was and when it ends, so then the fees are automatically paid from one to the other.
Exactly. Yep, you got it.
All right. Okay, people, we're out of time. David Salisbury, attorney at law, 720-493-3911. That's David Salisbury on my referral list at referralist.com. And speaking of which, if you haven't tried referralist.com, please do. You hear the people who call here all the time, and they're the ones who didn't use it. Remember, I say this and I mean it. Save all your problems for me.
That was
Nice to meet you.
What was the average listing? What is like average listing?
Nice to meet you.
Good luck.
Like market on the market for?
No. You didn't hear go show listing.
We figure out what we can do about selling.
Really?
Yeah, about 2
okay. Excellent. Some people will say, excuse me. I just want to say, I was going to ask you, I don't think there's going to be an issue with it. I just want to ask about
well, yeah. If she wants to call me, you could make it. She already called me. I gave her the name of another attorney. Analyze all of this. Okay. That type of litigation.
And this might be different. She was not. She just said, well, we have to ignorant. No, I want to that was her. What's the good?
Well, we didn't talk about it.
Right, because her husband still living.
Right. He was living at the time. Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, most people are ignorant about probate.
You know,
303. I don't get this out. 303. 475. 2995. You can throw away.
No, in the same way that's.
And then, yeah, I'll give it some thought, Mark Myers.
You know, cut out
how and what we can do.
But I mean, I said
maybe get some of our
it's just like, here you go,
included
they have the extra
and do something
with it too. You know, if we got paid bills and all that stuff.
No, you know what, Dan? I think of all that shit that never come out about you from the early days.
Me too.
And thanks so much for your time, man.
To continue our conversation, basically, there's going to be people who are going to use it, 1 or 2 homes, a month or so. But we're trying to capture big teams, like we were mentioning, a $3 billion team, and they have showing agents on staff that we can increase.